The thoughts, views, and opinions are that of my own. I'm not a salesman. I cannot be bought. This is all entertainment. Let's go.
The cipher. It's the new cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Peace, 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 and more peace. It is a vibe. I want to see fire in the chat.
It's the new. It's the new cipher.
I want to see fire in the chat. Make sure y'all can hear me correctly. Fire in the chat. I appreciate it. Put your Senator Day in the chat to make sure you can hear me correctly. I want to see it running up. It's been 3 weeks. What's up? What it do?
It's the new cipher.
What up? I appreciate y'all coming here, showing some love, spending time. We're gonna talk about some new things with the channel, some things I'm thinking, and yeah, man, we're gonna have a little bit of fun today. It's gonna be a little long, so we'll see.
It's the new cipher.
Peace, 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 and more peace, more peace. It is a vibe. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? People, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. This the fourth, or might be the fifth week since I've done a live. So I appreciate the strong support. I appreciate everybody showing love. Please hit the like button as you come in. It's free. It costs you nothing. I don't ask for much from people, but the basics. You know, hit the like button, and if you buy something, hit the affiliate link. It's not going to cost you more. It's going to cost you the same. So I don't really ask for much. Just show some love, because I'm not asking for Cash App donations or something like that. But I am thinking about opening up a members only page where at least single reviews will be reviewed there. It'll probably be some members only lives that I'm going to end up doing. So those will be private. So I got to figure out something, because something has to give. And yeah, I've been doing some thinking like in the last 48, 24 hours, give or take. So just got to do some things. Anyway, people, let's get to it. Welcome. This is episode number 73 lives I've done since I started doing lives. And this is going to be a long video. So I want to brace y'all for what y'all here for. What I will be doing is, with this long live, looking at my notes, because I had to put notes to make sure I stay with what I want to talk about when I want to talk about. This might end up being like 5 broken down into 5 separate videos when I edit them. So if I come across a fragrance and I'm saying something that may sound weird, like, why is he reintroducing himself? It'll be because I'm going to probably edit that and make that part into a singular video. I mean, it's a lot to cover. It's so much to cover that I know I said I was going to talk about some new Zaharoff fragrances, Gibeon, but I was looking at the Zaharoff samples I have. I have like 8 Zaharoff samples. I might have to do that another day. 8 plus I have 2 fragrances I want to discuss from them. And I'm looking at my office table right in front of me, and I have another video. Well, I have 2 videos in front of me, fragrances with 2 separate videos ready to go. So depending on how much schoolwork I get done, I don't bank on it. I gotta say that. Don't bank on it happening. For those in my private Facebook group, you will know when it happens. If you're in one of the other Facebook groups I'm in, I always do alerts, so you will know when it happens. Or if you're following my IG, it'll be in the stories. if I choose to go live. If I don't do it, then I'm not going live. I have to be clear about that because I don't want there to be confusion. Because that's just a lot of fragrances, and I have, full presentations going to get priority over any samples. Sorry, not sorry to a certain degree, but I just don't kind of want to break up the Zaharoff. Like, it needs its own thing. And looking at one of the videos I have is going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be like a top 7. I kind of doing the way I want to do that particular list. So I think that'll give me enough time to do the top 7, then bust it down to 8 Zaharoff first impressions, which makes sense. Then this video is going to be long enough. Trust me, it's going to be long enough. So some things we're going to be talking about to get through it. We're going to be, I'm going to be giving you my 10 most sophisticated masculine fragrances for spring. I have 10 great fragrances. This was probably one of my hardest lists I had to come up with because I could have easily did a 30. I could have easily did a top 5 or 10 on one house alone. I could have easily did a whole list just on 2 houses. Easily. But I had to break that down. And for most of you all, if you've seen me do the top 10 masculine kind of list, this is going to be the 2026 list. And these are fragrances, if you want to look at it, these are fragrances that I look forward to wearing. They're not necessarily, well, some of them, they're not necessarily the best, most masculine, sophisticated fragrances ever. The ones in this particular top 10 are going to be 10 that I personally look forward to wearing this spring a lot. So this is a hard list. It's so hard that I have like 4 honorable mentions just because I had to mention them. There are going to be some fragrances that I mention a lot in these type of videos that are just not going to make the list. You're going to be shocked with that. It's going to be some that just won't be mentioned. And you're going to be like, wow, like this is almost like a whole new list. There's probably like 6 that have never been on a list of mine. Well, 1 has. Yeah, it's quite a few that's never really been on the list. So bear with me. After that, we're going to do a fragrance haul. My fragrance haul, we're going to talk about Zaharoff new fragrance, Vaseline, the Oracle. George sent that to me, so that was gifted. Honest on that. So we'll talk about that. Day 3 Fragrances has a new fragrance. The pre-orders went out last Friday. The pre-orders for his new fragrance, which Edge of Eden went out last Friday. And I believe he said they're going to start shipping out around April 15th. So we're going to talk about that particular fragrance. Let me see what else we have. Then I have a new brand none of y'all heard about. This is a brother who started his own brand. He's in the Navy. He reached out to me, sent me a sample. It was like, I just want, get your thoughts, what you think. And I was impressed with it. I was like, it wasn't a clone. It was pretty impressive. So we'll be talking about that fragrance. I will be doing a first impressions on Roja's Espresso Oud. I have an official sample of that. Kilian's Her Majesty. I'll give my first impressions on that. Then I'm going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, almost like 4 separate edit videos talking about comparisons with fragrances. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4 fragrances I want to compare or talk about. And I'll be speaking about them in a way where I'll be reintroducing it as a video. And that just helps me edit. So without further ado, 78 people in here. That's a good number. Make sure y'all hit the like buttons and let's get to it. Again, coming live from Prince George's County, Maryland, Pretty Girl County, DMV for those in it. Stand up. All right, let's go. Peace, everybody. Glad you came here today to watch the video. So let's just get to it. The reason y'all here today is to discuss my top 10 most sophisticated masculine fragrances for spring 2026. Now, with that being said, I rank these fragrances, or the fragrances in this list are listed here because these are fragrances that I look forward to grabbing for this spring. They're not the best within my collection. I could have easily did a top 30 in my fragrance wardrobe, but out of my fragrance wardrobe, when I said, hey, what do I want to wear this spring? This is what I want to wear. Why masculine scents? Well, I'm a man over 40, right? I'm under 50, but I'm over 40. And since I started really hitting my 40s, I don't really, not all the time, want to go out smelling like vanilla, smelling like cupcakes, smelling like candy and everything else. There's nothing wrong with those fragrances. There's a time and a place where I want something sweet, but there's a time and a place when I just want to smell like a man. And not just smell like a man, smells like a sophisticated man. So the type of fragrances that will be in this particular list are going to be your fougères, your chypres, your woody aromatic fragrances, your citrus aromatic fragrances. These are the type of fragrances that to me define a man. Why man? Some people say, well, fragrances don't have gender. Yes, true. But these fragrances I'm going to list are not fragrances that most women will be reaching for. If you was to smell these fragrances in the air, you in your mind would say, damn, a man walked into a room and a man that has this thing together. So without dragging this out, let's get to the list. Now, again, I said this list was hard. We're going to have 4 honorable mentions I want to discuss really quick. We're going to get through them, and then we'll get to the top 10 list. Let's go with honorable mention number 1. Honorable mention number 1 is a fragrance that oftentimes get overlooked out of this popular niche brand or designer brand, actually. It just gets overlooked. But I think when you start looking at this brand in the style of fragrances, which tend to be very simple, simplistic, citrus forward, this might be one of their more complex fragrances. This particular fragrance is all about woods, iso-e super, ambroxan, and patchouli. Patchouli is the dominant note, but it has a little edge to it, a little green, a little dirty, but not full on hippie patchouli. And this is from the house of Louis Vuitton, and this is Orange. Orange. Now, again, with this, I believe you get some, might be grapefruit. I believe orange is in here as well. So you get some citruses. There's this peppery spark within the fragrance. It might be pink pepper that might be in here, I believe, or it might just be the actual vetiver and the cedar in here kind of mixing. But there's this sweet, woody pencil shavings, iso-e super, I believe, ambroxan's in here. And it's just, this is a masculine smelling fragrance. This is one that a lot of people don't talk about. When you think about fragrances like woody citrus fragrances like Terre de Hermes, when you think of fragrances like that, this falls under that. But to me, I know like on places like Fragrantica, people compare this to Terre de Hermes. To me, it doesn't. And that's because of the patchouli. It's more patchouli than it is cedar and vetiver. But overall, a great woody, masculine fragrance. A woman can wear what she want to wear. But to me, if you was to spray this in the air and walk into a room, you would say a man's been in the room. And that's Orange from Louis Vuitton. First honorable mention. Moving on. Next honorable mention to me is from a legendary or long-lasting fragrance house. This is a British fragrance house that to me, when I smell a fragrance like this, I think of James Bond. I think of suits. I think of cars like Aston Martin, Jaguar, British luxury brands. I think of Range Rover on the countryside. Just old school. It has an old school feel to it. It's not as modern, but it's extremely masculine, aromatic. And this is coming from the House of Flores. And this is number 89. 89 from the House of Flores. So if you are a masculine man who likes, or older man, this is more for your older. So some of these do kind of have to my opinion, have a certain age to it. So I would never recommend this for a 20-year-old. I wouldn't. unless you're going to work, and depending on where, if you work in corporate and you're going to be around a certain caliber of man, then you can wear something like this. Where would a fragrance like this be good at? A lot of the fragrance I'm going to be discussing would be good at tea time on the golf course. It would be good for cigars in the daytime on the golf course, bourbon after it, setting in the clubhouse. This is when you're going to be around men. Like, you don't wear these fragrances for like, ooh, I get the compliments. That's not what this is for. This is for knowing that you're a confident, masculine, and refined man. You're not confused on what you want to do and where you want to go. So you get lavender, you get some florals in here, you get geranium in here, some woods, some, I believe, sandalwoods in here, a little bit of musk, some citruses. This fragrance, when you think about fragrances like Guerlain's Heritage and things like that, this is what you think about. I believe some Nerolis in here. So it gives it a little soapy feel, maybe some petitgrain too. But this is like a traditional masculine man. I believe like a 45 and up. This is something you can reach for. Florist doesn't have fragrances that are going to be overall long lasting, but I think there's a sense of old school elegance, class, long lasting, somebody who knows, who uses the pronoun he and him. No offense. That's not a slight, but a person who knows what it is. And that's number 89 from the House of Flores. Moving on. We got two more honorable mentions after this. So let me speed it up a little bit because we got a lot to get through. The next fragrance is a fragrance. And to be honest, on this particular list, there's probably 6 fragrances from this house I could put on this list. Again, the list I'm going to discuss are the fragrances I look forward to reaching for, because this easily, if I was going to rank it as sophisticated masculine fragrances, this fragrance could have easily made the list and probably should be on the list actually. But it's worth mentioning. This is a classic, refined, masculine man. Old school vibes, a timeless twist. And this is coming from the House of Creed, and that's Bois du Portugal. Bois du Portugal from the House of Creed. To me, this and another fragrance are, I feel like they never had reformulation issues or issues with performance. With this, I get great 7 to 8 hours on this performance. Now, in the beginning, when you first spray it, I believe it's lavender in here. The lavender is extremely realistic. Like, you feel like you're in lavender fields. It's kind of very loud, a little soapy, aromatic. There's some spice to this fragrance as well. And when you first put it on, you'd be like, this may be a little old. But one thing Creed does, they do really well when it comes to citruses. Extremely well when it comes to citruses. And after about 10 to 15 minutes, to me, on my skin, that lavender tends to die down a little bit. And that citrus and the ambergris and the sandalwood and the other nuances of the fragrance really show up. Again, golf, cigars in the daytime, business meeting, corporate America. This is just a masculine, classic man's fragrance. For the man that's over 40, this is definitely one I think you should sample or at some point have in your collection. Even if you don't originally like it, I feel like soon as you get over 45, your sense of smell changes and you just be like, bro, I'm into stuff like this. And this just works. It works. It doesn't have longevity. Bois du Portugal is a timeless, classic man's fragrance. You go into a cigar lounge even at night, spray this on. Put about, you're going to be in a cigar lounge, maybe about 10 to 15 sprays on it. It don't matter. Masculine, you smoking a cigar, having some bourbon or some tequila or something. Great mix. And that's the, honorable mention. Next fragrance up to me is one that is timeless. This is considered a fougere by the sense of the word and of the definition, because I believe a fougere should have to be considered a fougere, should have bergamot, lavender, tonka bean in the base. I believe those are the 3 notes you supposed to have. When it's a Chypre, I believe it's supposed to be bergamot, labdanum, and oak moss. Should typically speaking should be in there. This is considered a fougere, but to me, this is all about class, woody. This is probably one of the best formal or wedding scents. If you're going to wear anything in a suit or a tux, I don't think you could go wrong, but it's also good enough to be signature scent worthy. This is also coming from the House of Creed, and this is Royal Oud. Another fragrance that I just don't think, unlike Aventus, ever got hit with the reformulation issues. I've never had issues with longevity on this. This is another one that's going to give me 8+ hours on this fragrance. A lot of people say, well, it doesn't have real oud. I'm not going to argue that because I know that there are so many different species of ouds. There's some oud, like when you start talking about the eastern side of Asia, like Vietnamese, Chinese oud, oud from Japan. When you start talking about those ouds and not the ouds from India, they tend to be a little bit more airy and lighter. So I don't know where Creed sourced their oud from. It's not for me to break that down, but I get a ton of cedar, some dry woods, I believe some pink peppers in here. It's fresh, it's sweet. But when I say sweet, not like vanilla sweet. Think pencil shavings, like when you went to the pencil sharpener when you was a kid and you was sharpening your pencil, or you was emptying out the pencil sharpener. That sweet woody nuance, I believe might be some galbanum in here, something a little green in here as well. Just Creed Royal Oud to me is the perfect modern, or really not even modern, more of a timeless royal classic. Royal is the perfect name to fit on this fragrance. Creed Royal Oud is my honorable mention. And again, if I'm doing the best of the best, it could have made this list. The last honorable mention, I'm going to consider this a masterpiece. I don't like calling everything a masterpiece because if everything's a masterpiece, nothing is a masterpiece, right? It's like if everything is a 10, then nothing's really a 10. A 10 has to kind of have some meaning. That's what makes it the best of the best, right? Like everybody can't be Jordan, right? There's only a few, you put Kobe, Jordan, LeBron up there, and then it's kind of like everybody else that's ever played basketball to a certain degree. But everybody, there's levels to really good fragrances. And over the years, I've learned to really love this. I kind of hate that, and this is in honorable mention, one of the reasons why it is because it's discontinued, and I don't really want to harp on it too much because you can't get it. This is one that I think the brand should find a way to put this back into rotation, but that's probably not going to happen. And this is from the House of Zaharoff, and this is Second Soul from the House of Zaharoff. To me, man, this is a masterpiece of a fragrance. It is. It gives off shaving cream vibes to me in the opening. There's this gentleman quality to this fragrance where you can smell a little booze in the background. There's this boozy element that lingers in the background. As it transitions, it gets really supple leather with citruses, and the shaving cream dies down and some woods. To me, Second Soul is an absolute masterpiece. It is almost criminal that Justin from Stay Fresh Productions was allowed to do this fragrance. This should have been in Zaharoff's regular lineup. This is a fragrance I wish everybody could experience, especially a man like a modern day James Bond. That's who would wear this fragrance. It's a masterpiece, man. This is a masterpiece of a fragrance, and I don't use that lightly. But this is definitely a masterpiece, and that's Second Soul from the House of Zaharoff. Moving on. All right, so those are my honorable mentions. We're going to get right down to the list, and I'm going to try to be really quick with them, but we'll see what happens. Coming in number 10, this is a fragrance that originally I wasn't going to put on this list. I wasn't going to put this fragrance on the list, but every time I kept coming back to smelling it and even wore it, I said, it has to be on the list. It was the first of its kind. The What we know as the definition of this style of fragrance was all birthed from this fragrance. Some people can say that everything that came after it was a clone or inspiration of it. And it's from the house of Houbigant, and this is Fougere Royale. Fougere Royale. This is like, this is a classic barbershop fragrance. You have all the nuances of a classic fragrance. I believe some geraniums in here. So you get some rose might be in here. You get this spicy floral, some chamomile, I believe, might be in here. It's a little green, spicy, lavender, fresh, bright, woody. It smells like a barbershop fragrance. For those who are new or just watching and getting hip to fragrances, when you say a barbershop fragrance, after you finish getting shaved or your shape up, and they use their tissue or towel or the thing they had around your neck and they douse it and kind of like use it as aftershave. That's what to me a fougere style fragrance smells like. In this, not this version, because I believe this is the 2010 version. But the first fougere fragrance ever to come out was not this formulation, but this style of fragrance from the brand Houbigant Fougere Royale. I think every man should have this in their fragrance. Longevity on this, I get anywhere from about 5 to 6 hours. Not much. When I spray this is going to be anywhere from a 15 minimum spray on this. Especially when it's hot, it tends to dissipate really quickly. It's not overly loud. It projects in the first half, but it's just a very good office because it's not too loud and because it doesn't linger too long. I think it's a great office scent. If I'm in the office, I might only do 10 to 8 sprays on this, to be honest. But it's good enough for that. And that's Fougere Royale from the house of Houbigant at number 10. Coming in at number, let me do it. Coming in number 9 is a fragrance that over the years, as I was trying to come up with this list, over the years, I've come to appreciate this fragrance more and more. And what really makes this fragrance different from a lot of fragrances from this house is the use of apple. Crisp, red, like almost a honey crisp apple, extremely realistic. It's aromatic. I would call this a citrus aromatic fragrance or woody aromatic fragrance because it's almost more woody. And this is from the house of Zaharoff, and this is Signature Royale. Signature Royale. Again, dents don't lie. Signature Royale. This fragrance I've learned to, as I was doing this list, just get reacquainted with this fragrance. And that apple is really on skin. It literally, I believe there's some citruses in here, but to me, the citruses adds crispness to the apple. It makes the apple a little juicy. And it's aromatic, it's spicy, it's woody. I believe there might be a little bit of olibanum or something in here, giving it a little bit of incense quality. There's a little powdery essence to the fragrance as well. Signature Royale is something I definitely look forward to wearing more of this spring. When I think of spring and I'm thinking of grass, I'm thinking of fresh fruits in the farmer's market. I love apples. And to me, it's just one that I'm happy to get reacquainted with because I haven't worn it in a minute. But as I was doing this list, I rewore it and I was like, man, I really appreciate this one. I really appreciate this one. This is signature scent worthy for me. You can wear it any season, anytime, but there's something about the spring or early autumn that just makes me enjoy this a little bit more. And that's Signature Royale from the house of Zaharoff. Moving on. 10, 9, 8. Coming in at number 8, when you start thinking about a sophisticated man, you're thinking about something that's going to have almost a sense of age to it, wisdom, right? And to me, the more and more I've worn this fragrance, now I prefer the OG over this, but the more and more I've worn this fragrance, I've appreciated it more, although I still like the OG better. But this had to be on the list. Coming from the House of Creed, this is Absolute Aventus. Absolute Aventus from the House of Creed. You get that pineapple. You get everything about Aventus. It's fresh, sweet, fruity, woody. I believe some birch in here. It's not as smoky, but it's woody. It's more aromatic. This is more of a mature version of the DNA. And to me, this is one that I really have learned to appreciate more that I wear it. Longevity on this, I'm getting about 7 hours, 7, sometimes 8, depending on the wear. I wear somewhere around 8 to 9 sprays on this. But it's just overall good fragrance. It has that Aventus DNA, but it's like amped up with more maturity. If I was going to be more of a younger person, Creed Aventus, the OG, which is still my favorite over this, would be more of a wear. And if you really want something more casual, then Aventus Cologne. All 3 I own. But for this particular list, Absolute Aventus had to be on the list. I'm going to reach for this more this spring, and that's from the House of Creed at number 10, 9, 8. At number 8. Coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 7 is a fragrance that you have to put on this list. It is a just classic fragrance. Some people said many years ago that this fragrance was trying to be like something else, but to me, it wasn't trying to be like that thing they said it was trying to be. It's fresh. This particular version has more density, more depth, which makes it almost less casual to me. It's casual, but it's more sophisticated to me, this particular version. And this is coming from the House of Roja. And this is Elysium Parfum. Elysium Parfum from the House of Roja. We already know Elysium. We don't have to get into it. You have a ton of citruses up top. You get some woods. You get a little bit, I believe, a little bit of leather in here, or a leather type accord in here that creates off of my skin. The Parfum has way more depth than the Parfum Cologne to me. To me, I just prefer the Parfum version a lot more. This is one that I just think every man should have. I believe 35 and up should wear this. I get anywhere from about 8 hours on this particular fragrance, 8 good hours on this. Again, man, this is signature scent worthy, but there's something about the way those bright citruses of Elysium Parfum hits in the sun that just with the woods in spring, I believe the vetiver tends to come out a little bit more on my skin. The florals tend to pop. To me, Elysium Parfum is a must-have in your collection. And that's at number 7. Moving on. Coming in at number 6 is a newer acquisition for me. And when I say newer, I've been all for I've had it within the last 3 weeks. In this particular version, I like better than the original. Although there's nothing wrong with the original, this one is more of a modern take. It's citruses, it's a fougere, it's aromatic. To me, a lot of these, I feel like these are must-haves in your collection. And this is coming from the House of Creed. and this is Viking Cologne. Viking Cologne. What more can I say about this? This, I believe there's an orange note in here. Oh, bro. With the original Viking, I believe it was amped up with the coriander or something. The original Viking was a little bit more Old Spice to me. If you're into that woody Old Spice feel, there's nothing wrong with it. But to me, this is almost more approachable if you're not into that. If you're a little bit younger, like 35 and up, this is almost more approachable to me. Lavender, beautiful lavender note in here. I believe there's some ambergris in here. The citruses, the woods, the freshness, it's aromatic. I've been enjoying it. I'm glad I picked up a bottle. I've been like lingering, like, I don't know if I'm gonna pick certain things up. Some things I was like, you know what? I'm only like, listen, I know a lot of new fragrances come out all the time, but sometimes the new stuff isn't better than some of the stuff that's been out. And I'm just at a point, I'm like, I just like smelling like a man. And casually, Viking Cologne is just magnificent. I remember when this first came out, Justin, Stay Fresh Production, didn't care for this. I haven't seen him talk about it lately. I'm pretty sure he has. But originally he didn't care for it. But that's because he loved the original Viking so much. But to me, I would rather have this over the original Viking. It depends on what your tastes are. But Viking Cologne is a must-have 35 and up. Again, you're not really necessarily wearing these. You're not trying to drop panties with these type of fragrances. You're confident. You're trying to convey a message of being secure, being confident, having some class. And if you pair this up with a nice polo, a button up, even if you do the button up with the no sports jacket with no tie, it's just Viking Cologne is just a must. It's a must. And I'm glad I recently added it. Viking Cologne at number 6. Moving on. Let me get these samples out of the way. Let me look at a couple of comments. Oh, let me look on my phone because it's easier for me to look on my phone for the comments because the TV don't show everything. Let me see what people are saying. Since we're at number 5, we'll take an intermission, a quick intermission, and let's look at some comments. No one talks about is Bois et Cure from Virtus. It wears completely different from Aventus and Cedroc. Cool. Somebody's putting my list up there. I appreciate it, Joel, for doing that. Funny you brought it. I just ordered a decan of it yesterday. Yeah. Hold on. See, I received hate last year when I said no one put respect on Creed. Listen, man, Creed, I literally, if I'm being totally honest, I could have mentioned way more Creeds easily in this list. Half this list could really be Creed and Roja. I can make this list with Creed by itself. I can make this list with Roja by itself. Easily. When you're talking about smelling like a man, easily. Not even trying hard either. When you really look at Creed and you're like, Joel, I appreciate it. That's what I appreciate it, especially for people who come in reading Second Soul. Let me see what else. Lavender is supposed to be a Fougere champ. Everybody's here. Appreciate it, Madden. Let me see. All right. Ready to move on? Facts. I'm in the masculine realm now exclusively. Yeah, man. I mean, there comes a time like, I used to love my vanillas. I still love my ambers, but I used to be a vanilla gourmand person. And I've said this on a number of videos. I rarely like to even wear a gourmand. Like, I have gourmand fragrances, and sometimes I'll be like, I should sell all of them. Maybe keep like 4 or 5, because I probably have like 30 or 20. Sell most of them because I just don't reach for them. Because I just don't really want to go out smelling like cupcakes and shit. I just don't. And yes, sometimes there's a time and place where that will get attention, sure. But sometimes I want to smell like a man. And with these particular fragrances, there's times where you need to impress men. I think I've said this in the video before. There's times you need to impress men. That's why men are in cigar clubs or cigar lounges. They're not in there to pick up chicks. They're networking. Golf. They're not there to pick up chicks. They're networking. Some people, men go through life not centered around women, especially men who get women. It's the man who don't get no ass who always chasing ass because they have to, because if they don't jump on it immediately, it's gone. There's a time, we live in a patriarchal society. I think we all know this, and men hold access to money. This is the reality of it. Right, wrong, or indifferent. This is the reality. If you want access, and you have to be in rooms with men, not women. You have to be in rooms with men, generally speaking. If you want access, if you want information, generally speaking, you're going to be or need to be in rooms with men. That's where the money at. And to be around a whole bunch of men smelling like Paco Rabanne, grown men, that's weird a little bit. It's weird. You're not there to clap cheeks. You need to diversify your fragrance wardrobe and at least have a few of these style fragrances for that special occasion. That's if you ever, some of y'all don't ever want to be around. You don't want to diversify your portfolio in friendships and network. Some of y'all just okay with sports bar, club music, and that's cool if that's what you want to do. You need to diversify your friendships in your wardrobes. You should have different, when I want to do this, I can go over here. You should just have different networks. You should. That's just my personal belief, but do what you want to do. Okay, y'all ready? All right, let's get back to the list. All right, we're at number 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're at number 5. Coming in number 5, this fragrance is one I've liked for many years from a distance. And I started off with this fragrance by getting a clone. And this was probably back 2017, 18. And when I got the clone, and I'm going to have it here in my lap to show you how old I've had this clone bottle. I like the fragrance. It's green, galbanum heavy, but it seemed like it was missing something. And what I mean it was missing something is every time I would watch reviews from people who noses I respected, Sebastian, Steven Redolessence, I believe Cuba, Bowtie. I'm trying to think who else talked about this fragrance. I believe Carlos, the Brooklyn's fragrance lover, talked about this fragrance. Every time they reviewed the original bottle, I was like, something about the clone doesn't give me that. And I just did, but I liked the clone enough that it made me say, I want the fragrance. In not too long ago, I just went out and jumped out. This year, I said I wanted to buy it this year because this brand is discontinuing a lot of their fragrances or they're hard to find. And I just had to go out there and get it. And this is from the House of Amouage, and this is Beach Hut Man. Beach Hut Man from the House of Amouage. Listen, man, I want to say this came out in 2017, I believe, is when this came out. And I'll never forget when it was reviewed and how it was reviewed from the people I named. And they all talked about this crushed mint. And I had got Alexandria Fragrances Malibu Beach. I've had it. And it has the essence of what this is, but there's a sparkle that this will never have. It's a sparkle in this. One of the parts that makes Beach Hut Man what it is this realistic crushed mint, like mint leaf. It is absolutely to die for. It's fresh. Then the way the galbanum kind of was really green and herbaceous. And the clone just gave me woody oak moss in pieces of it, but it never gave me this. And the thing with this fragrance, even as a new formulation that came in a new box and everything, well, yeah, they tend to formulate, but new version, I'm not going to say reformulation. This gave me 10 plus hours. So longevity isn't an issue with this. You have to kind of like mint. You have to like something woody. You have to like something aromatic, a little spicy, and a lot of green. A lot of green. If you heard this fragrance and you thought it was going to be an aquatic, it is nowhere near this. This is a masculine, green, herbaceous, grassy, almost type of fragrance. Almost think like salty driftwood a little bit. Yeah, man. I'm glad I eventually had the bottle. Nothing against the clone. The clone is really what made me want the bottle because it was just missing something. And this is why I say the clone experience, from my experiences throughout the years, and I know somebody's going to say, well, they've gotten better over the, sure, yeah. There's still not, there's certain elements it's just not going to have. Beach Hut, man, I'm glad I have it. A lot of these fragrances that I can find, I linked it in YouTube shopping. Yes, I get a commission for that. It's not going to cost you more if you choose to get it, because I know a lot of envoyages, especially in the secondary market, has been harder to find. Give yourself a look. If you like the fragrance, it's one I'm glad I added this year. This is going to get a lot of wear. And that's at number 5, Beach Hut, man. This is going to take a minute because this next fragrance is going to be like 3 fragrances. 3 fragrances. Now, when I speak on these 3 fragrances, later on in the live, when I said I was breaking down videos, I'm going to do a separate video telling you the difference between these 3 fragrances. So I'm going to be brief on these 3 fragrances. If you kind of want to know the difference, I'm going to later on in the live do a video where I can break it down and make it into its own video. Just while I'm recording, I might as well make more content than one. So, all right, we're at number 4. Let me get these 3 fragrances together. Coming in number 4 is, when it comes to spring and you're thinking about green fragrances, you're thinking about something fresh, almost soapy. I think fresh, green, or soapy, you could never go wrong with when it comes to fragrances, in my most humble opinion. 1, if not 2 of these fragrances, you should have at least 1 of these within your fragrance wardrobe. You should at least have 1. In my opinion, you should at least have 1. Performance are different on each 3 of them. Later on, I'll do a separate video discussing the differences and the longevity and things of that nature. But overall, this DNA is one that just works. So my number 4 is going to be 3 fragrances. The first fragrance I'll mention is from the House of Creed. Again, Creed could have dominated this whole list. That's Green Irish Tweed from the House of Creed. The next one is Shea Bond from Bond number 9. And the other one is JF from Floors. JF from Floors. Now, all 3 of these fragrances are similar yet different. In another video, I will break down what it is that makes each one of these special. Although redundant, there are some I like. I do have a ranking for which one I like better than the other, but you'll have to pay attention to another video on that. But these fragrances, you cannot go wrong. Think ivory, soap, fresh, masculine, green, classy, and sophisticated is what this video is about. It's what these fragrances represent. And again, at number 4 is Green Irish Tweed. Bond number 9, Shea Bond. In Floors, JF. Moving on. Later on, guys, I'm gonna be breaking these down. I'm just gonna be brief for the list. And for those people who don't want to sit here and watch a whole live, a lot of this will be chopped up into separate videos. So, I mean, we'll see. You know what I mean? For some people just don't want to come back and watch the whole 3 hours or 2.5 hours. That's what I started doing for you all. But those who are subscribed to me already know that. Moving on. All right. So we're at number 3. How many people we got in? 154. Somebody tell me how many likes before I start off. Somebody tell me how many likes while I sip this water. I want to see at least 130 likes. If it's not 130, I'm just going to chill till I get 130. 129 is fine. I mean, I would like all y'all to hit it, but 129 is not bad for me not to. For all those who are watching me, and I know that half of you all are not subscribed to me, I do appreciate the views. Whether you're here to troll the content, you're waiting for me to say something stupid, or you generally just support me. Contrary to popular belief, I appreciate you all the same, whether you fuck with me or you don't. I'm gonna be honest. I appreciate you all the same. You're still giving the views. But consider subscribing to the content. Please consider subscribing to the content. If you're here all the time, even to troll me and waiting to see something, you might as well just subscribe anyway. You're going to be here every day anyway. So it is what it is. The more y'all subscribe, the more content I'll do anyway. In fact, the numbers that reflect it, I'll probably do more content more frequently. So we'll see. Anyway, all right. At number 3. Coming in at number 3, I kind of said, I was kind of thinking, should I even put this fragrance on the list? Because it's discontinued and extremely hard to find. If I was to come across this fragrance somewhere in the wild, I would probably buy back a bottle and be willing to pay. I'll pay. I ain't going to say what I pay because somebody might try to get me. I haven't looked at what the market is, but I would pay because this fragrance is special. There's another fragrance that's similar to this fragrance, and later on in this live, I'll be doing a comparison to that fragrance. But they're different, and this particular fragrance is kind of superior. Anyway, at number 3, from the house of Fragrance Du Bois, this is London Oud. London Oud. London Oud is hard to find. It's always going to be on my list. It's been on my list for many a year. This is one I'm so glad I have. And what I said with this fragrance is, if you took old school Acqua di Gio, like old school, I'm talking about from like 96. I believe it came out in 95, but we're talking 95, 96, 98, just 90, that 95-ish era of aquatics. And you added some platinum egoist and you kind of found a way to blend it together, you would get this. This is one of the most ultimate gentleman fragrances ever created to me. And maybe I feel that way because it harkens back to my youth, the 90s. But there's something about this that, although aquatic, it doesn't give off that egg smell or horrible like cologne smell. This is just absolutely legendary. Absolutely legendary. One that I'm scared to run out of. But this is signature scent worthy at number 3 from Fragrance Du Bois. Unfortunately, the discontinued bottle. And that's London Oud. London Oud. Moving on. All right, people, we're down to the last 2 fragrances that I look forward to wearing this year. Coming in at number 2 is from one of my favorite fragrance houses. One of my favorite. This fragrance is just, when you say office scent, if you say signature scent, if you say everyday wear. If you say any season, any spring, summer, winter, fall, you can just wear this. Yes, this fragrance is an inspiration of the ultimate office scent. Yes. Yes, some people can consider it pricey, but in my YouTube on this video, I have a link for it for the one of the best prices I've seen it for. And this is coming from the house of Boudicca. This is lavish. Lavish from the house of Boudicca. At one point, this was discontinued maybe from, I think, like 2019 to 2020 to almost 2023. I believe this was discontinued and they brought it back. Don't quote me on that. But what this is if you took Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver, I believe Parfum version, and you amped up like everything, but you gave it more expensive ingredients. I'm not saying it is. What I'm saying is if you smell this next to Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver, to me, and I'm sure to people who own this fragrance, there's a clear distinction on one smells like it's more quality than the other. That's my opinion. You could think it's different. By all means, go buy Grey Vetiver. It's a great fragrance. But with this, you can get this for under $230, I believe. For me, for a fragrance that's going to perform 10 plus hours on skin, that has vetiver in its best form, if you love vetiver, I know Lavish is a fragrance you should definitely get your nose on. To me, it's one of the best. And I could have went with Vetiver Imperial from the same brand. But to me, this is all about vetiver. It's not about citrus and cedar with some vetiver. This is a vetiver, a fresh vetiver, citric forward fragrance. It is the gentleman's scent. The gentleman scent. One that you should get your nose on. If you like Guerlain's vetiver, it's not as smoky as the vetiver extreme, I believe. It's not as dewy. And when I say dewy, like grassy, as vetiver EDT from Guerlain. But this is just, it's wearable, office safe. It's sometimes smelling like a man, just like a man, and you're dressed and matching right, will still get you the compliments you seek. Sometimes smelling like a man will get you compliments. Sometimes it'll still work. If you're in your 20s, this ain't really for you. 35 and up, I feel like a lot of these fragrances I'm discussing are 35 and up fragrances. Anyway, Lavish from the house of Boudicca at number 2. Give me some more water. This last one requires water because it's that good. It's fire. Coming in at number 1, this fragrance I got 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. Been wearing a lot of it. When I thought this brand couldn't impress me more, it impressed me more. When I thought this brand couldn't make a citrus masculine fragrance any more sophisticated than they have, it topped all my expectations. This fragrance you will not find on discounters. You have to pay retail. You're not going to find under $400 unless it's a partial, but it's worth every penny of it. When you want to smell like $1 million, like a man, citruses, lime, masculine, extravagant, rich, complex. This is one that's just elite. and nothing smells like it in Fragrantica. Some people say it smells like another fragrance. No, absolutely not. This is from the house of Roja. This is Harrods Pour Home. Harrods. This thing right here. Bro. Listen, man. When it comes to citruses, masculine, and it sucks because you're not going to find this at discounters. Ooh. It's like heavy, and the way it wears on skin, of course, is different from paper. Heavy citruses, I feel like some orange, lime. The lime is sharp, zingy, bergamot. Maybe a little bit of violet, some vetiver, some cashmerean. It's musky, it's woody, it's spicy. I think geranium's in here. It might be some rose in here. It has like this minty, spicy, aromatic feel. That's why I think geranium's in here, not looking at the notes. Oh, there's also, I don't know if it's clary sage. There's something in here that gives off, it's not the geranium, it's something else in here that gives off almost like cloves a little bit, but not in the way that Burlington did it, because that part of Burlington I don't like. This is zingy, effervescent, sparkles, woody, aromatic, all wrapped in one. Signature scent worthy. Masculine as hell. Not old though. Not old. Now, with that, do I see a 21-year-old trying to wear this to the club? Bro, this ain't for you. I don't really think most of my channel for you anyway. I don't cater to really that crowd. That's not my cup of tea. But people who consider themselves, well, even young men consider themselves men, so I don't want to say that. But like when you've established yourself, like you've bought some property before, you even if you're young and you do some things, I'm telling you, if you're around some men and you young and you wear something like this, they're gonna be like, yo, young man's serious. Let me put him on to some game. It's just, when I thought this brand, because I've been Roja like grail hunting. I only have 2 Rojas I really need to get to complete, for the most part, my Roja thing. But I'm hoping to pick up, I might pick up 5 Rojas this year. 5 more Rojas this year. I think is what I might pick up if I'm lucky. At least 4. But when I thought they could do no better, they did better. I believe this fragrance came out 2 or 3 years ago. I'm late to the party, but people who knows I trust always say it. Like Aaron has been, have always said, this is up there. At some point, I'm gonna have to rank my Roja collection. I don't know where this is going to fall at, but this is elite perfumery. That's Harrods Parfum at number 1. So, people, that was my top 10 most sophisticated masculine fragrances for spring 2026. Are any of these fragrances on your list? Do you own any of these? In the comments down below, give me your top 10 or your top 5, or what favorite fragrance you really look forward to wearing in spring. It might not be the best. It might be one in your wardrobe you haven't worn or forgot about that you just want to revisit. Go revisit that fragrance. Sometimes the older stuff is better than the newer stuff. Anyway, I appreciate your support. Peace. All right. That's going to be my first edit. We're going to do unboxings now. Fragrance hauls and unboxings. Any questions with anything? What does Fragcom compare to? Fragrant, some people have said Oceania parfum, not even not in the same ballpark. And I'll discuss that because I have that. But I think that could be part of this haul, but I'm going to discuss that in a different way that I'm going to make into a separate video. So that'll be later. Let's get to the fragrance haul portion of the video. Let's get to that. Let me set this here because this is going to be, and then I got this fragrance here. Okay. For those who just want to see the top 10s, that part is done. How many people we got? 151. Appreciate y'all staying in here. That part is done. We're going to get to the next part, which is going to be unboxings. All right. Peace for all who you all, peace for everybody who's watching this video, who came to see. This is my fragrance haul, on one of my first fragrance hauls of 2026. We're going to have several new fragrances we're going to be unboxing, and we're going to talk about my first impressions of the fragrance. Now, with that being said, fragrances belong on skin. That's first and foremost. All fragrances belong on skin. That's how you can really tell what a fragrance does. I'm going to be doing some of these on paper because, unfortunately, I'm just not going to have enough skin for everything. Some things I might want to put on skin, but unfortunately, it's going to be on paper. Now, take into consideration that this is nothing more than a first impression. I haven't worn these fragrances out. I don't know how it's going to perform in the elements in different situations. Generally speaking, when I want to give a full review, I've worn the fragrance at least 2 weeks. And I mean almost consecutively 2 weeks in different situations, maybe from the gym because I want to see how my body heat rises with it, or I wore it at work. I've been in different at nighttime, daytime. Like I've kind of have a sense for the fragrance. Sometimes I like to wear them in different seasons to kind of get a gist for it. But again, like I said, these are first impressions. Some of these fragrances were gifted to me, so take that with a grain of salt as well. I'm honest with that. Take that with a grain of salt. But with that being said, let's get down to the first fragrance. So the first fragrance we're going to be unboxing today is from the house of Zaharoff, and this is going to be Vaseline Oracle. So let me open this up. Again, I haven't opened it up. This is a true first impressions of the fragrance. I'm going to be, of course, when I edit this, all this part will not be in the video. All right. So, of course, you're going to get the Oracle. Okay. He has, in this, George has the notes in here, so I'm not going to act like I can't see the notes. So we'll discuss the notes. Let's see. Got my George looking like what's that movie? Big. Remember the movie Big when Tom Hanks or the little kid went to go look at the genie in the little carnival down at the shore? Yeah, man. Or he looking like little genie in the joint. And then he has a story in there. Oracle, I'm not going to read all this. Earthfire, I'll read all this in my spare time because there is a story to it. But yeah. Oracle, let's get to it. I know it's Vaseline. I keep saying Vaseline. I believe it's Bacillus. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Bacillus. I kept saying Vaseline. Bacillus. I want to believe that's how you pronounce it. Hopefully, I'm not also screwing that up. If I am, I completely apologize for that. I will do better in the future. So let's get to it. Some of this, of course, will be edited, so all this stuff will not be in it. Let me put this box. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. In the words of Big Beard Business, F the box. Let me see. All right. Now he's putting effort into his presentation. You cannot be mad at George for putting effort in his presentation. We'll get to it. So let me put this karambit up. All right, it comes like this. The front has George in the front, has the elements, water, air, earth, fire, Basilius, and then does this turn? How do I get this over? Do I have to? I don't want to break it. Okay, how am I supposed to get this over? All right. Okay, because it's a little. Is it because it's stuck in this thing? All right, yeah, it was. Kind of turned around in there. Okay, cool. All right, so let me put this in here so you'll kind of see. It kind of, I guess, in shipping or whatever, it kind of fell out. Let me put it in here the way it is. That's why it was hard. So it comes like this for those who can see it. And then when it turns, you have the box. Listen, the creativity in this box in presentation, stop, breathe, you are already enough. Like, that's a good message. And then, of course, he has the elements here, and you take it out. This is presentation, and it fits in there. This is nice. A velvet kind of or felt lining. Yeah, this is nice presentation. And I believe in here it's also, there's a little message in the back, but you can't read the message. So I don't know, George. It was like a little thing in the back of it. I mean, you can't read it. I don't know. But it came with a wipe down cloth too. So let me just set this here. All right. Let's get to some of the notes. Since it's here, I'm not going to act like, I like to just kind of see how I feel about it before I read the notes, but I'm not going to act like it's not in this book and I didn't see it. So we're not going to do that. Excuse me. Top notes for the Oracle is pink pepper, bergamot, lemon. Heart notes is nutmeg, cinnamon bark, mungane, I believe, or mugan. Cypriol incense in Alabama from Ethiopia. I know, generally speaking, the Ethiopian seems to be a little fresher, airy, in citrus forward and smoky. I tend, at least my experience with that particular incense or frankincense, which is what Alabama is, to my understanding. Base notes: ambergris, cedarwood, organox, creamy sandalwood, tonka bean, benzoin from Laos, patchouli from Indonesia, and musk. And Claude Deere did this. Oh, Claude Deere did this? I thought Claude was retiring. Is this one of the first? Again, I didn't watch Ross's review. I didn't watch anybody's review of this, honestly. I'm very few people. There's a couple people I watched their fragrance reviews. Darian, and of course I caught Dedrick's, a couple of Dedrick's videos that popped up, but I've been kind of disconnected for the last 4 weeks of all fragrance content, to be totally honest, to a certain degree. Anyway, fingerprint magnet, but he does have a white cloth for it, a microfiber cloth for it. So let's get to it. First impressions for this particular fragrance. I'm trying to tie this to what I'm getting. Citruses, incense. There's this powdery, creamy. I can see the creamy sandal. There's a texture to it that's, I would describe as supple. Ooh. It's dry. There's a dryness, almost dustiness to this fragrance as well. Okay. Sparkles, fresh, I believe the citruses, zesty. Oh man, this is complex. Ooh, I like this. There's so many things I want to put on skin. Okay, we'll see. This one is yeah. Let me put this on skin. Wow, I like that. Damn. Ooh, the citrus has come out. Wait, skin is different. That ooh. All right, on skin, lemon is coming up. I hate doing first impressions on paper. Unfortunately, you gotta do it. On skin, it's a lot. It is totally different on skin. On skin, I'm getting it's aromatic. It's lemon dominant. And when I say lemon, like it's done in the best way. And let me explain what I mean by that. There's some lemon fragrances that come off like lemon cleaner, like Pledge. Then there's other lemon fragrances that you get like the meat of the lemon, the zest, the meat, the zing. It's like cutting fresh lemon. This is a really good lemon note or chord. Ooh. But I also think that some of that is supported by the olibanum, which also has a lemony feel, freshness to it. If anybody smelt a bag of frankincense, I mean, of ooh, ooh. This probably could have made my top 10 sophisticated list. Oh, he did his big one on this. Oh, I like this a lot. I'm gonna have to. Oh, this is gonna make me rearrange my House of Zaharoff list and ranking them. Oh man. Okay. The to put this in some sort of perspective, what happened to my mouse? Something showed up on my screen. No, I wanted to mess up. All right, I ain't gonna mess with it because it might close out the video. The last Basilius fragrance was really dusty, dry, incense. Hey, bro. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. It's a couple things that I'm shocked by. I'm trying to put my words into in any other situation. If I wasn't recording this, I would probably give George a call and be like, you did your thing on this. Every now and then I'll hit George up and I'll be like, bro, you did your thing on this. Hey, yo. So Zaharoff isn't known for like beefy, dense fragrances. They tend to be airy, somewhere around the 6-7 hour mark. They don't feel, at least on the first spray, as long lasting as people would like them to be. The way this is coming off of my skin, I feel like he turned it up a notch. Now that I've sampled this, I'll probably go see what Ross or others may have said or reviewed this fragrance. Hey, yo. This might be, hey, yo. This might be top 5 from his house. I try not to put the Zed creators in this as much because those technically aren't his fragrances. But even if I put, I don't have none of the new Zed creators. I don't have any of those. So I can't speak to none of the last releases just came out. I don't have any of those. Hey, yo. Hey, listen, most of y'all have seen me. And again, take it with a grain of salt. I consider George a friend. But for those who have watched me before, go back and look at any first impressions I've done on all George's fragrances. There's only a few that have gotten me like this. Only a few. There's only a few that it made me say, oh, damn. Signature Royal X made me feel that way. Hey, yo. Yeah, man. Warm spices. To me, it's one of, I haven't smelt a good lemon accord or note. The last time a lemon accord or note hit me like this was probably Blue Sapphire. As far as the lemon accord, it's sweet. I'm so glad I put this on skin. I'm so glad I put this on skin. Let me find the paper again. The paper didn't do this any justice. The paper is nice. On the paper, okay, the lemon is coming through. The woods. On skin is, if this was in a Roja bottle, it would at least be $400 to $500 bottle. It'd be $400 to $500 easily. Easily. This is 120 ml too. Yeah. I'm going to spend time with this. At some point, I'm going to give y'all a full review. I want to spend time with this because I like this so much that I kind of honestly want this to disappoint me just a little bit. I want to come off a high. Last time I felt this way also about a fragrance on the first impressions was Day 3 Desert Rain. I'm being hasty. And I'm being hasty in all honesty. I'm being hasty. What happened to my screen? Okay. I'm being a little hasty. And this is the first impressions. It smelled like it's going to give me good legs on this, like really good legs. Let me catch up with this video. Hold on, bro. So I can look at the comments. It's giving me really good legs, so I feel like it's going to give me at least 8 hours. And I'm being hasty. I am. But if I had smelt this, if I decided to not do a first impressions and have opened this, because I've had this for at least about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I believe. If I had opened this 2 or 3 weeks ago, this would have made the list. It definitely would have knocked out Signature Royale. It probably would have went probably number 5. It might have gave, I might be a little hasty. It might have gave the Green Irish Tweed a little run for its money because that was number 4. It would have been somewhere like 4 or 5. It wouldn't have beat out London Oud. It wouldn't have beat out Lavish, and it wouldn't have beat out Heritage. But anywhere in that 6 to 4, just, yeah, man, goddamn. Yeah. This is legit. Oh, that's legit. All right. That's all right. Let me gather it together because I want to do an edit on this. Let me get myself together. Okay. After smelling this fragrance, kind of my thoughts on it, first impressions, and I might come back to it. Let at least an hour come back to it. But offhand, this is one of the best releases George has released ever. Outside of the latest Zed creators, because I don't have any of those. I have almost everything else. This is the citruses are getting better. This has depth, complexity. You can smell the density of the fragrance. I feel like this is an assumption. I feel like I'm gonna get good longevity on this. This is a fragrance that I'm gonna do a full review on this. I'm gonna do a full review will be coming to this. Just make sure you subscribe to the content. You're tuned in. A full review will be coming of this fragrance. I need to give this somewhere outside. But this is fresh, woody, citric, dominant, and it smells like it's going to have some legs to it. Now, could it fall off a cliff in the next hour or so? Yeah, absolutely. But offhand, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this a 9.5. Yeah, I'm glad I have this. It has some of George's DNA, but it's like he is experimenting with where he wants his brand to go. And he's stepping outside of the signature Pour Home DNA while still not losing himself. It's a cooling effect. It's warm, sweet spices, the way the cinnamon and this ambery, woody nuance. 9.5 out of 10. Glad I have it. God damn. Moving on. Okay. Yeah. See, this is the stuff that pisses me off about George a little bit. And I'm going to use the word pisses me off about George. Is that he will create something like this. And I believe this is a limited edition. I believe there's only 500 bottles of this. That's like ass hattery. That is ass hattery. That's not even a word, or maybe it is, but that doesn't make no sense. I'm almost borderline annoyed that some of y'all just won't get to experience this fragrance ever. And the people who do have it, I doubt they sell it or get rid of it unless it's going for a really good price. How much is he selling this for, bro? There is literally, I mean, originally, from my understanding, Signature Royal X was supposed to have been a limited edition. Then I did my first impressions live. I told him it was ass hattery, and he made more. This is ass hattery. He has samples, so he got 3 ml samples for $7. I think that ain't in stock. I think that's easy. Don't take my word for it. The 3 ml samples, that's a $7 investment. By all means, I would definitely suggest going that route. For me, this is 9.5. Oh, bro. If this even gives me 8 hours or 7, I might call this a 10 out of 10. This might be his magnum opus. This might be his magnum opus. And I have everything. And I also haven't given all his fragrances this much love. I have not. I haven't. I spoke about a lot of his fragrances. Some stuff I'll be like, that was cool. It's good. No, that's special, bro. It's 120 ml for $2.95. I know 300 for a fragrance sounds crazy, but 120 mLs when a house like Kilian is like 325. Roja is for a niche style. This is underpriced. If you took George's name off of it and I put this in a Fragrance Du Bois bottle, a Roja bottle, a Boudicca bottle, it would be like $4.95, $500, $6, and people would buy it. Damn. This is ass hattery, $500. This is dumb. This is dumb. This is dumb as hell, actually. I'm kind of offended. I'm annoyed, actually. And I have a bottle, and I didn't pay for this bottle. I'm telling you, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with this. I'm annoyed. Y'all should have. Let's move on. Let's move on, bro. I can't harp on this. I'm a little annoyed. I'm going to end up calling George. Maybe after the live. I almost want to call him here now, but we're on different time zones, and he's probably busy. But I might friendly curse him out and be like, bro, there's no way this should be a limited edition. I know Claude originally wasn't supposed to do fragrances for him again. Like he was kind of retiring. So that might be the reason why. Some of Claude Deer's last work ever. Bro. All right, moving on. We got other houses to talk about. All right. I want to play, let me see if I can hook my Bluetooth up to this. I want to play. So the next fragrances we're going to talk about is day 3 fragrances. And Mike did a video that he sent, and I kind of want to play it so y'all can understand it. And then I'm going to do a reintroduction of the video. Let me get give me a second, people. Trying to pair this phone to. Oh man, I don't have time to do this. This is in pairing mode because I got the new Samsung phone, so I can't pair this phone. That's same. I should have did this before I went live. It wouldn't let me pair it, and I think if I try to put it on pairing mode, I don't want to lose my audio. So, so let me get ready and do this. Let me do an introduction to this video. God damn, George. All right, moving on. The next fragrance we're going to be unboxing today is from the house of Day 3 Fragrances. And this was also sent to me. Mike sent out his fragrance, his new fragrance, which is on sale now. Let me go to it. So his new fragrance, let me go to day 3. And a matter of fact, I might just do that reintroduction of the video all over again because I want to, I just want to have this because I want to give y'all the information. All right. Let me do that one again. The next fragrance we're going to be unboxing and discussing is from the House of Day 3 fragrances. Now, Mike was kindly to send this over to me and a few other creators, and he broke this down in a really interesting way. I wanted to play the audio for it, but my audio for what he was doing didn't work. And this is from his new fragrance, and it's going to be the Edge of Eden. The Edge of Eden. Now, what he did here was gave most influencers 3 bottles. And I believe these are 3 different accords and I wanted the video to play to explain the different accords and how you should experience it to understand what the actual fragrance, which is here, is doing. So it's going to give you different elements. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember the video, one element is going to be the floral. Let me see. Yes. One element is the floral aspect. That's going to be in the middle. The other element is going to be the metal aspect. And then when you understand those 2 accords, then it's better to explain what Eden is. So you're going to be able to experience this with me as we experience it together. Now, Eden went on pre-sale last Friday. For 50 ml, it's $175. Now, pre-orders are open through April 15th. If you use the code EDGE at checkout for extra $25 off. So from now until the 15th of April, 2026, if you get this fragrance or get a pre-order, you get an additional $25 off of the $170. That is not bad at all. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. Pre-orders start shipping 1 week before the official launch date of April 16th, 2026. April 16th, 2026. All right, while I'm here, ain't no point of trying to act like I don't see the note. Let's just go ahead and deal with it since I'm going to be experiencing it different. Top notes, you get apple, peppermint, aldehydes. In a heart note, you get honeysuckle, osmanthus, and a pink acai. And then you're going to get metal, concrete, and hot steam in the base. I see why, and if I'm not mistaken, he said, let me see what he says. Please don't expect having ambers, oud, nuclear woods. This is crisp, cold, and metallic clean. Makes sense to try the floral accord, then the metallic. So we're gonna try the floral accord first, then the metallic, then dive into the full fragrance. It'll surprise you. Okay, let's get into it. Eden. Yes, I think Eden is. I'm going to put Eden on skin. Unfortunately, the florals, but I'm going to try them all on paper first. So let's get into it. He said try the floral accord first. So let's see what that is about. Creamy. Ooh. Oh my. Ooh. Oh, okay. So with the floral accords, this is perfect for spring. I can already see a list. This is going to go. Let me smell the whole fragrance. But this floral accord, I can almost I'm going to be wearing this by itself. This floral accord by itself is just spring. Colors I'm seeing yellow, white, pink, Yellow, white, pink. There's this sharpness, citrus, sweet, a little green, like sweet green, almost creamy nature. This is a good fragrance. This is by itself is like, oh man, quality. It's like walking into a floral shop. Damn. Like, I almost just want to wear this on skin just by itself, but we're not going to do that today. Oh, that is good. It is lush. I would describe this particular chord as lush, almost voluptuous, soft, almost musky, not really soapy. Think of warm sun, spring, cleaning your linen, fluff, clouds, soft, voluptuous, heady. Damn, that's good by itself. Holy smokes. Okay, let's see what this metal chord's going to be like. Damn. Okay. Metal chord. Oh, petrichor almost. It is cold. It is cold. That's weird, bro. God damn. See, this is perfumery, bro. It is cold. Almost night. It's cooling. Petrichor-esque. And when I say petrichor, for people to understand, it's like after the rain, the way the earth smells, like concrete, like in a city, but like not New York City where it's like rats and garbage and other little stuff like that. It's like in this purest form. Damn. Grays. The floral is like fresh laundry, very warm, fluffy, voluptuous. This metal chord is cool, sweet. It's almost candied. Very chilly. Damn. I could. Man, this man don't got his Quentin Beach on. Because it smelled like something that like Beach would do. If you think, yes. If you think fragrant like Bois Imperial kind of thing, this metallic, Quentin does this a lot. This metallic nature of fragrances, cooling effect. Damn, bro. All right, let's get to the real fragrance. I'm going to spray Edge of Eden. I'm gonna spray this on paper, experience it, and I will put this on skin. I gotta clean my nose out. All right, Edge of Eden. Ooh. Damn. I'm getting something transportive and I'm trying to. You ever smell a fragrance and you might have like one or two or three fragrances in your wardrobe that it's more than just notes in like accords. When you smell it, like you start envisioning things. And I don't know if that's because I've smelt these other two nuances of fragrances of the fragrance, but it's like bigger than notes. Damn. It's I'm not even gonna hold you. It's like blended in a way that notes really don't stand out. It's more like an experience. Now I'm gonna put it on skin, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna change. But it's very airy, extremely airy, fluffy, airy, fluffy, and trying to find the words to describe it. It's not. It's like naturally sweet, like no artificial sweetness into it. It's not bubble gum. All right, on skin, on skin. Damn, damn, that damn. Okay. Woo. The apple pops off of skin. Oh, the apple. The apple. So, if you ever smelt like it's a very crisp, like it's not a Fiji. It's not Fiji. Fiji is a good apple, but it's sweeter than a Fiji. Sweeter than a Fiji, but not necessarily Honey Crisp because Honey Crisp is a little bit sweeter. I'm gonna have to hold on sweet apples because give me a second because I've like smelt this before, like the type of apple. Um, they say Fiji is the sweetest, but I find Honey Crisp to just be sweeter personally. But they say Fiji is the sweetest. Yes, it's more gala to me. It's like a gala apple. So I'm getting so weird. It's like weird in a very interesting, unique way. So what do you say? He said this fragrance had peppermint in it. it's not giving me like peppermint, which when I read the notes, I was like, oh, that can be a little scary. I don't know how that's going to turn out. Maybe the peppermint is what's adding the sweetness to it, but it's really apple dominant to me. And it's very outer, it's very fluffy. That's where the outer highs are coming from. I ain't never smelt no hot steam. Concrete, I get the metal and I get the metallic nature of it. When you say metallic, think of fragrances like I got you. Quentin Beach does metallics, as I said, but also think of that metallic cold nature of Silver Mountain Water. It's almost metallic like that, metallic like Ganymede, metallic like Bois Imperial. In that realm. The peppermint ain't, I mean, I smell this sweetness to it, and it could be like this candy in the back, but it doesn't come off like that to me. Damn. Damn, bro. Oh, this is a good haul. Damn. On a scale of 1 to 10. Damn, bro. 8.2? 8.2? It's not Desert Rain, but it's damn. This is if you decide to get this fragrance, because I didn't see if he had samples on the website at least. Don't think dense. Don't think dense. It has a fluffy, warm, chill, cool aura. Like aura farming kind of thing. Like it smells like it's just going to linger around you and just kind of just like take up space without being headache inducing. That's good. Let me read some of the comments. Damn, bro. Another one. Let me see what live chat's talking about. Why is my thing not working? Okay, live chat. Why is that not? That's making me mad a little bit. Okay. Let me see. Let me get the comments. I don't know why that's not working. Let comments come up. Hold on, my phone's trying to load. Just see kind of what y'all talking about. Man, see. All right. So on a reel I did a video or a reel where I said I'm kind of avoiding Christian Provenzano, right? And people try to say, oh, we don't like it because he's doing cheap clones. No, you idiot. It's because I don't like redundancy. I don't need redundancy in the fragrance wardrobe. One, my fragrance wardrobe I consider to be extremely elite. I think I go toe to toe with anybody, pound for pound. Any fragrance you got, I'll pull out something better. Pound for pound. We can go toe for toe. I don't care who it is. It can be Mr. Roja himself. I'll pull out some other brands that can go toe to toe with him. I just feel like my wardrobe is like really complete. I got my Jordans. I got my dress shoes. I got my dress boots. I got my tuxedos. I got my tennis shoes. I got my jeans. I got my workout outfits. I got everything. That's how, when I view my fragrance wardrobe, I feel like I have all angles covered for everything. I don't need nothing that's too redundant to something I already have, unless it's a composition I really, really like. There's an exception. The Tiger DNA is an exception. The Green Irish Tweed DNA is an obsession, it's an exception. I have exceptions to the rule. But even then, I won't buy. If somebody say, hey, man, you should try this one. It smells like just like Green Irish Tweed, but a little bit better because it adds this. I'm not remotely interested. Honestly speaking, I'm not interested. I'm cool. Those three, I'm good. I don't need another one. I'm not looking for another one. No need to recommend me. I'm not buying it. I'm cool. There comes a point where I'm like, I'm cool. Like, I don't need another Tiger DNA. If another Tiger DNA comes up, I won't get it. I'm cool on it. Christian Provenzano tends to recreate things that already exist, so I'm not interested in that. But when you discuss things like Day 3, Mike has put out fragrances to me that are very unique. Now, I think Ambra Dominicano could go into Baronda kind of territory to a certain degree, not really, can kind of teeter on that. But his tobacco fragrance is unique to me. It doesn't smell like every other tobacco vanilla fragrance. Desert Rain is unique to me. La Tacita La Tacita Cafe, I believe. Don't quote me. Tres Oros, Escalando. They have uniqueness where, so when I see a indie fragrance perfumer who can put out, people like George and other people who can put out these fragrances that are unique amongst themselves that I personally haven't smoked before, then I start looking at people like CP a little bit different. Not saying he's not a GOAT in his profession, but I get it. He's like a paid mercenary from companies and they're asking him to do stuff. But I avoid him for that reason. I say all that to say, to get back to Day 3, it's unique, bro. So I'm smelling it. It's not going to be loud. It's almost, I'm not going to say musky, when I, like soapy, but it's fluffy. It's airy. Airy is the best word to say it. High heat is where this is going to really shine. When you want to wear a fragrance and you don't want to be sticky, if you live in a humid climate, Florida people, Louisiana, Bama, Georgia, DC, extremely humid in the summertime, things like that, where you just walk outside and you just start sweating, it's fragrances like this that's like in your musk fragrances that you would wear that's like, I don't want to be sticky. I don't want to be too citrus. I just want something that smells really unique, smells good, and just almost cooling a little bit. So I like those outer Hiddick or musky fragrances. That's what this is. This is a silent killer. I like this. Damn. Let's move on, because I've already went longer than I wanted to go. Let's move on. Let me put that to the side. Set that right there. That's good. Damn. All right. Throw these. All right. Let me get some water. I don't know what's going on, Ma. Comments? I don't know why YouTube acting up, but I don't know why this is YouTube is what it is. So I can't see a lot of y'all comments. I really want to see at least what y'all saying so I communicate with y'all, but it is what it is. All right, we're gonna move on. Let me see. Who do I have next? Because I wrote it down. I kind of want to hit these things up. Juice Amass. Juice Amass. All right. Let's get a sheet of paper. All right, the next fragrance on my first impressions haul is going to be from a independent fragrance house. This is from a guy who's in the Navy. He was getting into perfumery. He hired an actual perfumer to build his brand. And it's Juice Amass, AMASS. And this is from his apricot collection. And the box comes like this. And then the fragrance opens up like this. Now, this box here, again, he's just starting. I believe his fragrance is $145. I believe this is I'll look. I think it's a 50 ml. I'll double check. I'll double check on the website. Matter of fact, let me just go to the website so I can make sure I'm giving y'all the right information. Juice Amass. Shop. So he has a 5 ml. So you can get a 5 ml is $16. A 50 ml is $148. I mean $148. $148. And this is called Aprium Butter. Aprium Butter. Now, with this fragrance, what this fragrance has is like a gelato accord. It's apricot. It's fruits. Another unique fragrance. It's strong. It has some body to it. Yeah, man. What I liked about this fragrance when he originally sent it to me is, and this isn't really a first impressions on this one. This is more of a respray because he sent me like a 5 ml and was like, hey, I just want to get your thoughts on it, what you think as he was doing it. And I was like, bro, this is good. This is good. So he sent me out a bottle of this. Top notes, you got bergamot, orange, masala wine, a gelato. So you got a gelato accord. In the hot notes, you have plum, apricot, divana, osmanthus, clove, cinnamon. Base notes, you have dried fruit, mixed nuts, Atlas cedar, whipped cream, tonka bean, vanilla, caramel, amber, and musk. So when I smelt this, you get this peachy apricot thing going on, but there's this cold, chilled effect, which could be the gelato accord, gives it this cooling effect. But it's that apricot with the osmanthus give you that almost like white peach apricot thing going on is absolutely amazing. A lot of fragrances. And when you start dealing with peach and apricot, sometimes that can come off a little feminine. To me, this doesn't. But to me, it said dry fruits. It started smelling like raisin ice cream. That might not be appeasing at all, but I got some raisins in here. It's almost like this almost ice cream effect. Yeah, man. I don't know if there's like a raisin ice cream. You know, I'm kind of a rainbow sherbet and some caramel and stuff of that nature. But in my mind, it's like if there was some kind of like raisin kind of fruity ice cream, this would kind of smell like it. But I like this fragrance. I like it. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it like 7.58 on a scale of 1 to 10, but it is solid. It doesn't smell like anything else. And this has a little bit of legs on it. This has some sweetness to it. It's not syrupy sweet, but it has a bit of artificial dessert-esque kind of thing to it. It like teeters on gourmand without being truly gourmand. Yeah, man. And for somebody who, you know, sometimes indie companies, like, they'll send you some stuff and you'll be like, we'll see. But this was one that I was like, bro, you did your thing on this. I like this. I like this. I said it's not the best thing I ever smelled, but I like this a lot. long lasting. I believe the time I wanted, I think I got anywhere like 8 hours plus on this. So I don't think longevity was an issue. Compliments, I haven't received a compliment on it yet, but I also haven't worn it in a space that would be suitable for conversation. Most of the time, the compliments I'm going to get, for the most part, I'm going to be in a situation where conversation should be happening in a space where that should be happening. But yeah, I like this, man. This is one I definitely would say if you want something unique, if the thought of raisins, apricot, peach, ice cream, warm cinnamon, nutmeg kind of thing going on, like it's almost like peach cobbler with raisin ice cream on top, something like that. But it's almost like not full gourmand. It's like I'm honest, it's gourmand. It's kind of a gourmand. It is, but it's done in a way that's fun and unique. And to me, for this to be his only fragrance, for him to actually work with a perfumer. Let me see if I can give you who worked on it, because I think he might have it on his website, or maybe he just told me who his perfumer is. I forgot to say who his perfumer is. Let me see if I can find it on this brand story. So he's in the Navy. He's a brother in the Navy. From Greece. He's been to Greece, Sicily, Hawaii, Guam. He became really into fragrances, and he let me see. He doesn't. I know he has a legitimate perfumer. I just can't remember where I saw that from. Let me see if it's on here. No, it doesn't have it. I forgot he had it listed somewhere, or he might have just told me in his inbox. But yeah, man, I like this as it starts warming down. That vanilla, caramel, raisin kind of thing, really almost like Cinnabon. It almost started turning into, yeah, like walking in the mall and smelling Cinnabon a little bit. It got a little warm. Yeah, I like this. I like this. I like this a lot. Again, that's Juice Amass, and this is Aprium butter. Aprium butter from Juice Amass. Again, this was sent to me in full transparency. I would say get yourself a sample, 5 mLs. I don't think George has a sample for his either. But yeah, because George's is what, limited edition 500, which is crazy. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that because that's crazy. But Aprium butter from Juice Amass. Moving on. Yeah, I like this one. All right, what do we have next? Where are we at? Oh, we're at 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed some of this up to a certain degree. George's fragrance got some legs on it. That thing got legs on it. Mike's is like, it's extremely airy. It's this. I can't wait till my full bottle comes and I get a real wear. I'm gonna wear this. I might wear this tomorrow. I might get my thoughts if I wear this tomorrow, because it's gonna come down to my mood. If I wear this tomorrow, I'll tell y'all my thoughts on it. I might wear it to the gym, but it's clean in a way of like laundry. George's has legs on it, bro. That's going to perform. All right. The next one we're going to do is Espresso Oud. Espresso Oud. All right. Let me get this together. The next fragrance from the hall that we're going to be talking about is I got an official sample when I purchased some fragrance from Roja Dove, and this is Espresso Oud. Espresso Oud. Now, this is his new 2026 release. I have not smelt it yet. I know a lot of people like it. Some people, it's kind of a hit or miss, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on Espresso Oud. Ooh, dry, extremely dry. Dry, nutty, like a bag of, damn. Oh, this is like Folgers in your cup. Think coffee beans. Think, this isn't like drinking coffee. Think of something very dry. Like, this is like almost like ground coffee. Opening up the bag. Oh, this is very dry. It's not, I guess you might be able to consider it a gourmand. Technically, I guess. But when you think of coffee fragrances like a latte, it's not that. This is coffee. This is coffee in its rawest form. I feel like there's this dustiness to it, like woody, dry woodiness to it, dry woods. Warmth, tons of warmth to it. I believe this needs to be worn on skin. Off the hand, it's good, but I don't think this is bottle worthy for me unless I catch it for like $2.15, maybe. It's not bad. I don't drink coffee. So let's start there. I don't drink coffee. So this is like smelling this might give you a little bit of caffeine kind of thing. Let me see what the chat's saying. Let me see if I can get this chat back up because I feel like there's communication that needs to be said. I don't know. I might have to reset my phone maybe. All right, there we go. We back up. All right. All right. They said it needs to be on skin. I mean, listen. So here's the thing. Here's my thought on Espresso Oud. If you like coffee fragrances, I'm not the type to chase coffee fragrances thing. I chase rose ouds. I'm good on that. I've chased Tigars. I'm good on that. Citrus fragrances, certain citruses. I'm good on that. Like Aventus DNAs. I'm good on that. Coffee ain't been the kind of thing that I've chased. But if you are a coffee lover, if you like coffee fragrances, and also keep in mind mentally, my clock has changed. My clock is ready for green citruses, not warm, woody, vanillic, slightly gourmand fragrances. I'm mentally in my head. I think if I experience this during autumn or winter, I think I'll like this a little bit better. Mentally, I'm not there. So I'm being honest with that. I'm going to put this on my wrist because most Roja fragrances have to go on skin. Okay, let's do it. Let me see. I don't want it too close to George's. I'll put it more and more. Let me let that linger for a minute. And while that lingers, I'll do the chat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Smoother. Oh, Jesus. Smoother. So, okay. So on skin, On skin, one thing that I picked up that it didn't show up on paper is rose. Y'all know I love rose. On skin, rose picks up. It picks up. Again, mentally, I'm not in the winter or autumn. But, oh, yeah, I'm going to get a bottle of this. Yeah, I'll get a bottle of this. Discount it, but I'll get a bottle of it. I still want to pay $225 for it. I don't want to pay over $250 for it, but that's just where I'm at. I think it's a better release than Neiman's. The Neiman's, it's a much better release than Neiman's to me. It's a much better release than Neiman's. Much better release. Is it better release than Snow? I don't know, but I'm going to get Snow. I know I'm just waiting on Snow to hit discounters. If somebody sees Snow hit discounters, hit me up. I'm buying a bottle off the rip. I sold a Snow. Oh, bro. Oh. It's dry. It's creamy. That rose makes it more than just gourmand. It makes it bloom. It's almost like if you took a rose wearable oud and then added coffee, vanilla, leather to it. Oh, I'm gonna have a bottle of this. I'm just not paying retail for it. This is Scarf, cold weather, winter, New York City. Like, if you go to Sin Explorer and you got a turtleneck on, that turtleneck, and it's breezy, because that breeze is going to help carry the fragrance, that's when this is going to shine. Oh, God. Oh, God. Let me see with the chest. God. Damn. I've had a sample of, so I do have I don't have a full bottle of olfactive Uma tuna Zuma. But I remember that. That's extremely dusty too. That is a dusty to coffee fragrance. That's a little bit artisanal. That's not bad, but it's like really dry. Really, 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 really dry. And I love Mr. All stuff, but that's like really artisanal coffee. This is like, I don't know. It has that dryness, but essence of what Mr. Roja does with like things like, oh, bro, it's like some of the dry down is similar to another fragrance I'm gonna discuss next. Actually, it has a similar, somewhat dry down. I'm not looking at the notes, but I would suspect leather, civet, sandalwood, maybe some benzoin, maybe some vanilla with the rose, oud, sandalwood. I feel like these notes are in this fragrance. He tends to play around in this thing because there's a DNA here that lingers, but the coffee is like really, it's dry coffee, which makes it extremely unique. It's like, yeah. Oh, it's even better. Bro, it's more of a like, It's more of a rose oud fragrance with like coffee there. Think of wearing rose oud in a Middle Eastern coffee shop. Boom, there it is. There it is. Rose oud. You're wearing rose oud, a Roja Dove rose oud that's not Indian oud, and you're in you walked into a Middle Eastern coffee shop in the desert. That's it. Boom, there it is. Boom, there it is. Nothing else needs to be said. If you like coffee fragrances, if you have a ton of coffee fragrances, but you want something different from like a Black Phantom or even La Cita de Cafe, or you want something a little bit different, something really like real. Smells like a bag of like fresh dry coffee. God dang it. Yeah, that's good, bro. That's good. All right, moving on, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do some of this stuff fast. God damn. This is some good first impressions, bro. Some good stuff. This is gonna be a massive edit job to try to make it smaller. I don't know how many of y'all are gonna stay on here. You might get down to 25 about time I end it, but I'm not gonna stop because I'm gonna edit it, chop it down. If you can stay, great. If you can't, cool. I'm going to edit, make several videos, even if it's only 10 of us. I'll talk and still, because my job is to edit to make smaller videos. So I'm not stopping until I kind of get through this. The Zaharoff stuff, if you hear from there, I'm going to have to do that tomorrow if I go live tomorrow or the next time I go live, because that's like 8 fragrances. It's going to take me some time to get through that. So moving on. The next fragrance I wanted to talk about is a fragrance I picked up when I picked up Harris Parfum, and this is a fragrance that I absolutely enjoy. I've enjoyed wearing it, and this is from the house of Roja Dove, and this is their Fordham Mason. Fordham Mason. This is stunning, bro. So, what I got out of this, the Fordham, I made a post in my fragrance group that said nobody, and I mean nobody, does peach better than Roja Dove. Very few people can do peach better than him, period. And I'm talking, most time when you think of peach, it's kind of like, it's kind of, rather it's really juvenile or it's more feminine. This peach is like a white peach. He's done it in a ton of fragrances. He's done it in Turandot. He's done it in Diaghilev. He's done it in like, I'm trying to think other fragrances I have. I think maybe RDHP 15 might have peach in it. I'm not sure if 21 has peach in it. I'm pretty sure Diaghilev doesn't have it. Anyway, he does peach absolutely well. And what I love by Fordham Mason is, again, this that elite shit. You're paying retail for this. There's no discounters, so your faves aren't talking about this. That patchouli in here adds a bit of chocolatey nuance on skin. And it has this almost civet leather touch to it with the woods and the benzoin and labdanum. It's so sensual. It almost goes into like a Parfums de la Nuit #2, but in its own way with maybe a little bit of turned out because of the peach. Fordham Mason is absolutely gorgeous, man. Bro, it's gorgeous juice. Yeah, man. Fordham Mason is gorgeous. If you love peach fragrances, woody, slightly chocolatey, I feel like some civets in here, so it's a little leathery and slightly animalic, but like in such a masculine, sensual way. This is absolutely seductive. Glad I got it in the box. This the box. Sets like this. The fragrance inside of it. For the Mason. That's my other one that we're going to discuss. Moving on. The next first impressions we're going to do is Kilian Her Majesty. Kilian's Her Majesty. So my Bergdorf rep sends me a lot of stuff, right? Because I've purchased stuff from him. So he writes like a doctor. So let me try to get through this. We launched a new narcotic scent, Her Majesty. Look like it says white peach, rum, rose, and Brett seeds, papyrus, cedarwood. Available 50 ml is $2.95. 100 ml refill is $3.75. That's what I'm saying. The 50 ml of this is $2.95. George's 120 ml is $2.95. That's and that shit is elite. Yeah, bro. Yeah, he said, please let me know if you want me to go ahead and add this to a purchase for you. I told him, well, I'll do a first impressions. I'll see if it's bottle worthy for me. Is this it? Oh. Let me just spray it again and make sure. It's cool. I mean, what this is a rose fragrance. To me, this is about rose. I just have so many rose fragrances. It's like, I know peach is in here, but it's not like a Roja Dove peach. The rose is extremely citric. There's a wateriness to it, like a wet, dewy rose. Rose and musk and cedarwood. Yeah, it's a rose fragrance. Yeah. I'm sure on skin is going to do something else. To me, that rum is probably just adding, this rum accord is adding to this like watery, dewy. It's a voluptuous rose, very citric forward rose, probably like a May rose because it's extremely citric. So it's probably May rose is a type of rose. He just typed rose in here. I'm pretty sure it's May rose. I'm almost certain it's going to be a May rose. It's like very sharp citrus, and May rose is like sharp citrus. Yeah, it's like peach, maybe like white peach, rose, musk, woods. Very dewy, watery rose. I mean, it's simplistic, not much depth. Like it doesn't have. This would be beautiful for a woman if you like a dewy rose fragrance. I think for the summer, because of the wetness, it'll be good for that. For me, I'm cool on this. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not. Maybe when it hit discount is for like $150, but it's just ultimately it's a beautiful. I would prefer a woman wearing this. It's beautiful. I like the smell of it. I just don't see myself buying it for myself. This is one that it has a sense of elegance to it. It's a beautiful rose. It's elegant. It's very delicate. Is the word I would use, delicate rose. Yeah, I mean, I like smelling this. Like, if I smell this on a woman, I want to taste her. Like, I want to kind of want to lick her or whatever. Like I don't want to get too like this. Smell like a woman who shaved. Like that thing. It's kind of fragrance to make you a munch. It'll make you a munch, full on munch. But I don't want to wear this for myself. And again, y'all know I like unisex fragrances. I don't shy away from unisex fragrances or fragrances that are marketed towards women. I don't know if this market is unisex or towards women. I don't want to wear this. I want a lady I'm dating to exclusively wear this, and I want to put my mouth in places. I like this. Damn. I like this. I like the. All right, this women, for the 5% of women who follow me, the 2%, 1%. This would make me follow you a little bit. This would make me turn my head. I ain't gonna hold you. This smells like a beautiful woman who tastes absolutely amazing. Yeah, Her Majesty. God damn, it's good. I just don't see myself buying it for myself. A gift for your lady, your wife, girlfriend, side chick, work wife, whatever. Yeah, let her try that. That's good. That's good. I like it. I'm just not buying it for myself. So yeah, man, that thing is good. That's I'm not putting on skin, but I like Rose. I like Rose. Moving on. We're gonna move on from that because that's just not a fragrance I would buy for myself. So I don't, and definitely not buying it for $2.95. So moving on. Okay. I'm gonna do this one in like a separate video. So let me get these two fragrances because I'm gonna do more of a comparison kind of thing. All right, let me do the intro so I get ready to record this. On today's video, we're gonna be discussing the differences between two fragrances. These two fragrances are extremely similar in notes, but they have variations. One is more citrus than the other. And what the fragrance we're talking about, as you saw in the description, is going to be Roja's Oceania EDP and Oceania Parfum. Now, I saw somewhere where they said EDP is going to be discontinued. I don't know that to be true. And then you have the Parfum that recently came out in 2026, I believe. Or it might have came out in late 2025. I believe it's 2026 is when this came out. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to Oceania, I've never really been a fan of it. I don't hate it. But it just never really did much for me. It's not bad. It smells good, but I remember originally there were people who came out who said it was like similar to Arofa, and that's what got me to want to get it because I like Arofa from the House of Creed. But it's just it doesn't give me that. It doesn't. I know the colors are similar. This is nowhere near Arofa, but with this, what I get is something very citrus, powdery, sharp. It's aromatic. I feel like you get this. It's very beautiful. It's a lavender, beautiful lavender note. Spicy, some geranium, some woods. I believe oak moss in here. This might even be considered a sheeper. This might be considered a sheeper. But you get citruses, powdery, tons of musk, some woods, some florals. Overall, a very nice scent, just not one of my favorite Rojas. I do have a nice dent in it. So I have worn it enough, but it's just not kind of never blew me away. And then I got the Parfum. And one of the reasons why I got the Parfum is because people originally said it was like Harrod's Pour Home. That's what people have said. It was on Fragrantica. Some people say if you don't want to get Harrod's Pour Home, just get Oceania Parfum. And to me, that couldn't be farther from the truth. Just couldn't be farther. Would I have gotten this anyway? Like if I knew what it smelled like? Maybe. So what are the differences in this? Both of these fragrances are constructed pretty much the same. No different than Elysium Parfum Cologne and Elysium Parfum. Like constructed pretty much identical. But there is a difference. And to me, without prolonging this video, the Parfum is more brighter. It's more citrus forward. The Parfum is brighter, more citrus forward. And it's almost a little bit more wearable to me. Not that this isn't wearable. I enjoy wearing it a lot more than I enjoy wearing the EDP. Now, again, as I said earlier, I wasn't the biggest fan of this. But if you think of this, and you added more depth, brighter citruses, and just crisp. The citruses are just absolutely crisp. Then you would understand. Yeah, you will understand the differences between the two. Other than that, there's no need to have a long video on this to prolong it. When you first start wearing these two, the citruses are going to sharpen up on this. I feel like I get more lime. The lime, I believe, is in here, or the bergamot is going to sparkle more than it sparkles here. The longevity, I pretty much get the same for both of these, to be totally honest. I was getting like anywhere from 7 to 8 hours on both of these. Nothing really stood out where one is just overall more superior. But to me, due to the citruses, in the event that this is discontinued, because I don't know that it is, I read somewhere this, I think somebody said it was, I wouldn't go grail hunting for this. I think this is a better version anyway. And if you did like this, because maybe you had a sample, I would say just get the Parfum. Now, again, if you look on places like Fragrantica and they say that it's similar to Harris Parfum, no, they're in two different leagues. They're not even in the same room, to be totally honest. They go in separate places. But this is a nice, masculine, woody scent, citrus, woods, oak moss heavy, or the oak moss accord heavy, slightly powdery. It's one that I enjoyed wearing more than the OG, but with both of them, I still give them about a 7.5 out of both of them. I'm not overly impressed with either one of them, but these aren't my favorite Rojas from the house. Anyway, if you have both of them, leave your comment down below. Tell me which one you like the best. Overall, you get the same composition, more citruses. So if you want citrus heavy, which I think overall makes the fragrance better to me, then I would say always go with the Parfum. With that being said, appreciate you watching. Peace. All right, edit that. Let me see what the comments are. Let me read what some of the comments are. Yeah, you say it's I believe that it's rounder, better. I don't know. I say I don't know because I don't think either one of them are really like mind-boggling to me. So for better, for me, the way I see it, for it to be better, like I would have had to smell a Parfum and be blown away. And it didn't. It was like, okay, this is Oceania. In Oceania, when I smelled the EDP, it was like, okay, it's Oceania. Like neither one of them blew me away. Really, they're good, they're solid, but I think Roja has better Rojas. Let me see what some people are saying. That thin part stuff is that. Listen, that thin part. Oh man, spray it on. Paper is paper, bro. You know what this thin part really is for? In my opinion, it ain't for spraying it. You know, when you're in a fragrance lab, you know that when they're smelling stuff, they're not spraying it in the air, not accumulating. They're actually using this as a dipstick, as a dipstick. Just put it in there and then smelling it, dipping it in the oil and smelling it. So I don't know. Maybe there's some science behind sticking in the thing, but I think that's all bullshit. I think that's bullshit rhetoric that people like to do when they want to seem like they're smarter because they seen some famous perfumer like Roja in a picture, in a black and white picture doing this, not knowing that he stuck it in a oil thing because they're not in a lab spraying shit everywhere. They're actually sticking it in different accords and smelling it, sticking, smelling it. They're not spraying it in the air. So that's, to me, that's horseshit. But, you know, I haven't smelt the end and smelt the bin and said, oh, man, oh, this is more superior. That's all bullshit, bro. Oh, this is more superior spray. I literally call BS on that nonsense. I call BS. Because I've seen perfumers when they dipping it in the thing, they're dipping it. They're not. I see very few people spray and then be like, let me see, I can stick up my nose a little bit deeper. Most of the time they're dipping it and spraying and dipping it and spraying. So when you have those lucky scent samples that's not spray, yeah, you dip the end in there so you can kind of get a good spray. That's my thesis on it. But I'm sure somebody going to send me some literature. But paper is paper. What if I really want to know what it smells like? I should put it on skin. That's the true test. Not one end of the paper. One end of the paper isn't more flavorful than the other. I call bullshit on that. But I could be wrong. I still call bullshit because I've smelt both ends. Because I think I saw some reviewer doing it back in 2017 and I did it on the oven. And I said, oh, this shit goofy. Anyway, moving on. What's going to be the next one I'm going to talk about? Oh, this is going to be the next video. For those who are going to hang around, I'm going to talk about the difference between London Oud and London Spice. So we'll do that. Let me see what some of the comments are saying. Yeah, it is. It's because what it is this, man. It just, you look like you know what the fuck you talking about. If I do this, it just looks big. If I do this, it's like, oh, this motherfucker is sophisticated. This motherfucker is legit. Bro, it's paper. It's the same fucking paper. One end isn't flavored more than the other end. It's not. It's weird bro, no. This is for dipping in oil and smelling it. Moving on, though. All right. Let's get to it. This will be a separate. All right, what I got here. All right. Peace. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about two fragrances. One, which is absolutely legendary within my fragrance wardrobe, and another one, which is the newer version. Now, the one that's legendary in my wardrobe is discontinued. It's hard to find if you find it at all, and you're going to pay a pretty penny. So what we're going to find out today is the alternative or the newer version better than the older one? Is it worth it? Is it close? How do you differentiate the two? We're going to discuss it in today's video. So the fragrances we will be discussing are Fragrance Du Bois London Oud, which to me is absolutely legendary. For those who have seen me review this fragrance, if you took the original Acqua di Agio from like the 90s with a little bit of Platinum Miguis, you would get this fragrance. And then what we have is London Spice. London Spice, as you see, I have one of the newer bottles. It kind of arcs up at the top. Then the older bottles, which is more flat. You can see it's almost more rounded. Now, I've had this for maybe about 3 weeks. I've tested it 2 or 3 weeks, and I've tested it, and there are major differences, and there is one I prefer more than the other, and we'll discuss it. So let's spray London Oud. Yeah, to me, London Oud, what you do when you get London Oud, you get something that's extremely spicy, extremely aquatic. Like, think of ocean breeze style aquatic. For anybody who's a fan of Acqua di Agio, Alberto Morillas with that citrus and just this breeze over top the middle of the ocean, that's what you get here with a nice dry woodiness. It's aromatic. I believe the lavender is absolutely to die for in this fragrance. So when you think of aquatics, when you think of lavender, that's what you get with London Oud. One of my favorite masculine fragrances within my collection, at least top 5 within my collection. And on the new fragrance, what you get is London Spice. Now, they discontinued, I think, about 3 years, London Oud, and London Spice was their alternative. Now, when you go on anywhere and look at the notes, they almost read the same. But I'm telling you, they smell the same. They wear different. I mean, they smell different and they wear different. They smell different on paper and they wear different on skin, both the same. They're different. So what happens with London Spice? What you get is something that has a bit of aquatics in it, but it's not aquatic dominant to me. On this fragrance, you get a ton of spices. So where both of them have similar notes, the cardamom on this stands out. You get that fresh lavender. So it's aromatic, it's fresh. You get the citruses in this fragrance. But to me, the spices are turned up to the max. In the woods in here, I feel like there's some drier woods that are also amped up. So when you think of London Spice, although the notes are similar with London Oud, with lavender, spice, aquatic notes, cardamom with both, I believe geranium's in here. The geranium is turned up to the notch. The cardamom is turned up to the notch. The lavender is turned up to the notch. In the just woody oud base, I believe some patchouli might be in here. I'm not for certain, but I feel like there's some dry woods in here. It's turned up to the max. Now, this isn't a bad fragrance. I'm glad I have this because to me, it's not redundant to have both. Although the notes are similar, and this is why when you're looking at a fragrance review or you're looking at notes, you can't take these for the same. They're totally, absolutely different. This is more aquatic, more fresh, more effervescence. It sparkles more. This is more dry, woody, and spicy. If I was going to simplify it, this would be for the spring and summer. This would be for the autumn and winter. Yes, similarities, but totally different. If you have London Oud and you have London Spice, leave your comment down below. Tell me what you think the differences are. To me, they go in totally different directions. They do not wear the same. They are not the same. London Oud is king to me. London Spice comes second. London Oud is going to be number one. One that if I saw a bottle, I might be interested in getting a backup bottle. But this is a good substitute. But it is not the substitute for this. Leave your comments down below if you have both. With that being said, appreciate you watching the video. Peace. Moving on. Let me see some comments. I know we're down in the things. Let me see. I never seen anyone speak about New York Intense from Fragrance Du Bois. I believe it's one of their best. I think to me, if I'm not mistaken, New York Intense is more of a rose fragrance, like a woody rose fragrance. It wasn't bad, but I didn't know why I needed it in my fragrance wardrobe, especially with all the rose ouds I have. It just wasn't worth. Oh, you lying? Are you, bro? In Fried Flex, oh, use a liar. Hold on, bro. I might pick up a bottle right now. London Oud. Fragrance Du Bois. Bro, if you better not be lying, bro. I'll block you, Slim. Hold on. Well, I see So Avant-Garde got it. London Oud by Fragrance. Yeah, they got it for all right. They got it for $6.59. Nah, bro. No. It's good. I'm not. It's good. They know it's discontinued. That's why Fragrance USA, that's why they did that. I'm not mad at them for doing that. But yeah, I'm not. I can't do it. If anything, let me see. London Oud, Fragrance Du Bois. Hold on, for Max Aroma. Let me see. Hold on. Max Aroma. They just have a 5 ml. I think So Avant-Garde is going to be your best. Well, they only got a 50 ml for $4.15. God, hold on, bro. What was Fragrance USA? Might have been 100. I just don't think. Yeah, all right. So Fragrance USA is going to be your best way to get it because it's $6.59 for 100 ml. I remember when this thing was like 400 or 375s when I got it. I get it. Just like with Faith, I understand why the price went up, but yeah, I won't be doing that. Sorry, not sorry. I won't be doing it. Yeah. All right. Let me move on. Because I think I got one more video I want to do since I'm going to be editing anyway. And I think I'm going to do the differences between Shea Bond, Green Irish Tweed, and Florist. And I think that's all I'm going to do tonight. Let me see. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do tonight because it's late. It's late. That's all I'm doing tonight. Appreciate y'all being with me. I might try to go live tomorrow. Again, it's the likelihood of it happening is low, but I do want to get some of these Zaharoffs, and I do have another video I see happening over there. I have 2 videos I see over here in front of me on my desk that I would like to get through so I can put those fragrances back on the shelf because I don't like when fragrances everywhere because I don't like clutter. Anyway, all right. Let me see what I'm gonna call this video. All right. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. All right. Peace. In today's video, I will be discussing one of the most masculine yet green, fresh, and clean fragrances for a man in 3 fragrances that smell this way but are different. So in this video, we're going to be discussing the Cool Water DNA. If anybody know, Cool Water has been around for the longest, but I think some people said this fragrance came out before Cool Water. There's an argument on which came out first, but the fragrance DNA that we're going to talk about that I feel like came out before these other 2 is from the House of Creed, and that's Green Irish Tweed. Now, what you get with Green Irish Tweed, well, before we go there, I'm going to be discussing Green Irish Tweed, Bond number 9, Shea Bond, and Flores JF. All of these fragrances have similarities, but they're all different. So we're going to be discussing the differences, the longevity of all 3, which one I prefer the best, how would I rank them, and how would I wear all 3? Because I do have an idea of how I would wear all 3, even though they're all interchangeable. So let's talk about Green Irish Tweed first. When you talk about Green Irish Tweed, you're talking about Irish Spring soap. You get something that's extremely green. Violet here is fresh. You get that violet, I believe sandalwood, some ambergris. This is just when people say Irish countryside or soapy greenness, when you think of spring, this is easily one of the best spring fragrances for a man. Personally, if you have a spring collection or if you're a man over 35, I would like to see this DNA within your collection to take it somewhat serious. I just think you should have it. I think you can't go wrong. From work, casual, dressed up, formal, great for wedding days. It's just overall a good, really good scent. Now, with that being said, I think the next one that came out a little bit after, it might have came around the same time because Flora's been around for a long time, is JF. So what I get with JF, that's totally, now, when you smell this, yes, your scent memory will think Green Irish Tweed, but this is totally different. This is more citrus forward instead of green. Think more citruses. And one of the citruses that dominate this fragrance is the note of lime. So on skin, if you think soapy, clean, woody, I believe some sandalwood, I believe some ambergris is in here as well. But think, at least on my skin, lime popping off of skin. Think of a more citrus version of Green Irish Tweed without that fresh grass kind of thing going on. That's what JF is, and I like JF. Again, because of the citrus, I like this more casually. You can see the dent. I wear this. I like this more of a casual scent, more of a white t-shirt, just because the citruses just works to absolute perfection, and that's JF. This next fragrance is a fragrance I've had a sample of, and I had put off on it, and I originally just said I had to get a full bottle of it because every now and then it doesn't pop up on discounters. But if you look on my YouTube shopping, you will see that fragrance on that you can find it on one of my affiliate links, and that's from the House of Bond, and that's Shea Bond. Shea Bond. Now, what this fragrance is different from Green Irish Tweed is, this fragrance has tea in it. It's not as green as Green Irish Tweed. It's a little bit more metallic because it has that tea herbaceous note. It's more herbal than it is green and grassy, but it still has that clean, soapy smell. Now, let's talk about longevity between the two and how I would rank these. JF is the worst performing out of the three, unfortunately. With JF, I get from about sometimes 4, depending on, because this is an eau de toilette. This is an eau de toilette. So like most eau de toilettes with heavy citrus, I get about 4, maybe 5 hours. So anywhere from 3 to 5 is kind of what I'm getting. This is a heavy spray fragrance, 16, 15, depending on where you're going. You might go even more, maybe about 18. You can't go wrong because it's inoffensive. It's soapy, clean, fresh. You're gonna smell like you took a shower. And that's one thing I like about this particular DNA. But out of all of them, it performs the worst. But if you look at my affiliate links from my YouTube shopping that I have on this video, you can get this for anywhere from like $40. So you can't go wrong with that. If you want something like a good gym scent, this is a good gym scent, because most of the time in the gym, you're only going to spend about 2 hours in there anyway. Put about 10 sprays of this and then go to the gym. 8 to 10 sprays or 8 to 12 sprays, go to the gym. You're just going to smell like you took a shower at the gym and you decide to work out. It's inoffensive. You're not going to choke anybody out. It's just overall a really good DNA of it. It's just the longevity sucks. The next longevity fragrance is going to be Green Irish Tweed. Now, I don't know about y'all, but these new metal tops, I feel like the metal tops perform better than the plastic tops. And I'm sure that when you start going to the 120 ml versions, they probably performed even better, because I'm sure somebody's going to say, well, if you had a vintage version, they was even. I get it. Either way, I don't really care that much. This here, I'm getting anywhere from 6 to 7. 6 to 7 hours is what I get on the metal top. I don't know what the plastic top is giving, but on the metal top, I'm getting anywhere from about 6 to 7 hours on this. This is about a 10 to 12 spray fragrance as well. Inoffensive. When I want to wear something more formal, I want something more green. This is when I pull this one out. This is just class in the bottle, sophistication in the bottle. Now, the best performing one is Shea Bond. And Shea Bond has that sparkle to it, because it's like the in-between. It has that citrus, those citruses that makes it brighter. But one of the star of the show that's different than the other two versions is that tea note. Tea is in here, makes it a little bit more metallic. But on this, I'm getting 8+ hours on this. This is this kind of fragrance where you can spray on your hand after you worn it for 3 or 4 hours. Try to wash your hand, wash it, scrub it real good, and remnants of the fragrance is still lingering. That's why I had to jump out there and just get a bottle when I saw it for a good price. I've had samples of it, and it was just time for me to add a bottle to the collection, because this spring of 2026, I plan on wearing this DNA a lot. So between these three, I plan on wearing this a lot. This one lasts the longest. All 3 of them are easy to wear. Now, how would I rank them from a smell-wise? Which one do I think is better? To me, in my opinion, Green Irish Tweed is the king. And partially because from a masculine standpoint, I like that green soapy smell. I like the violet in here. It's just, it works, man. It's ozonic, extremely ozonic, grassy, woody, ambroxan, citruses. It's just, it absolutely to die for. The greenness makes it more masculine to me. And the freshness, I like Green Irish Tweed the most. That's my number one out of the scent characteristic. This will be my number 2, partially because I love that tea. When I want to do something that's casual, maybe like white t-shirt, brunch out, I want to wear something clean. Maybe I'm doing brunch where I have some dress tennis shoes on with some slacks and a polo shirt tucked into my slacks with a nice belt on. That's when I would wear something like this. And you got your glasses, you outside, you have mimosas. This is very fun, easygoing, and long lasting. This is my number 2, and partially because I love the tea note, which makes it unique. Number 3, because again, you're only gonna get about 3 to 4 hours on this, but this is a great gym scent. So if I'm going to the gym, I want to get a good workout on. You wear something like this. You keep it in your gym bag, or if you want to go to work, you wear this to work because it's not going to last all day, but just enough. But this is my number 3, partially because of longevity. I do like lime, and I like lime enough. I like lime a lot, especially in the summertime. But ultimately, this is my number 3. If you have all 3 of these fragrances, which one is your top 3? Which one did you like the best? To me, that's how I rank them. All of them are good. They're different enough to have all 3 in your collection, but it is redundant, and I don't think you need all 3. So what I would tell you is sample all 3 and get which one works best for you. For me, I'm glad I have all 3. I don't need another one of the DNAs. This will last me for an eternity. With that being said, appreciate you watching. Peace. All right. With that said, I'm gonna read the comments and then we're gonna be done for the day. I had I got like a whole bunch of other stuff I kind of want to talk about, but I don't have the time. We'll be here till like 1 in the morning. We're already at 11, which isn't bad. We're 3 hours on this live, but it's still 11 o'clock. People got to go to bed and we're gonna shut out. So let me read some comments and then we're gonna get up out of here. Royal Crown Rain, but it's slightly more modernized. I heard of that. Yes, I seen the price for Faith for 2,480. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's just stupid. I got my Faith when it was 5. When I was talking about Faith, because I think I'm the first one to hype it on this internet. I think I paid $5.75, and I immediately bought a second bottle. After spraying it on skin, I bought a second bottle right then. I picked it up from the post office, opened it up, sprayed it on skin, immediately bought another bottle. I should have immediately bought 3 more bottles. That's what I should have bought. And even if the price went to $300, I still wouldn't sell my bottles because it's literally my favorite fragrance in my collection. I wouldn't sell my bottles. Hey, just checked in. Appreciate. Prunella was a raisin gourmand, a Jason perfumer. Oh, Juice Amass, I appreciate you. I appreciate you tuning in. For y'all, show love to the house. I don't know if somebody hit you up, told you I was doing a live on your fragrance. But yeah, man, it was a good thing. So, and Prunella was the raisin. So it is like a raisin thing. Yes, and I always say it's almost like gourmand, but not gourmand, but gourmand teetering. That's and Antonio Alessandria is the perfumer. I appreciate you tapping in. Great release, man. It's a really solid fragrance. I want to give it a little bit more wear. It's really, really sweet. So in the high heat, I don't see myself reaching for it as much. But I do think this might be the best time to hit it. I just sent you a link on Instagram. Hold on. If he's lucky, hold on. You sent me a link on Instagram. Hold on. Let me go to Instagram real quick. He did just share the link. Frag Flex. Let me see what is leaving a message. Frag Flex. Oh shit. 2 left. Yeah, I'm buying a bottle. It's 2 left. Somebody, if y'all don't beat me, it sucks to be you. Stand by. My phone tripping? Hold on. What the yeah, what this app tripping? Oh, this app launching. This app tripping. Um, no, oh. The fuck? Hold on. Did I end up buying both bottles? No, I bought one, but I forgot. When they say 2 items, I was like, hold on, did I buy 2 bottles of that shit? All right, yeah, got a bottle. Cool. 507. Perfect price. Thank you. Easy layup. Easy layup. It's 1 bottle left. You know, 2 of us in your cart. Nah, man. At first I was like, yo, hold on, Slim. But you know, when they sell you the fragrance and then they give you the protection plan, and that's like 2 things. When I see 2 items, I was like, whoa. I ain't trying to spend $1,000 for that. Like, nah. Use what damn, FB10. What that would have got me some more off? I'll call them. They might do a refund if I call them, hit them up. Appreciate the layup. Yep, got it. Is it out of stock now? Is it really out of stock? Hold on, yeah. Hold on. Let me go to it. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if it's out of stock. Oh shit. All right, I'll reach out to them inbox. I'll reach out to them in the inbox and I'll reach out to them to the in the inbox in the morning and tell them, listen, man, I'm a fragrance influencer. I was buying it on my live and I forgot to put the FB10 because you only had 2 left. So in fact, let me put a note on there. What did I have to put in again? Yo, that's just young. FB10. All right, let me put my notes. Yeah. Give me a second. That's funny, yo. Bro, I told you I'll see it for a good price. I'm getting it, bro. I don't be fucking around with y'all, man. It's that good, and you can't find it. You can't find it. You know, who knows? Will I decant a little bit of that or whatever? I don't know. Maybe. Doubt it, though. I ain't gonna hold you. London. Let me put this down in my notes. London. Ooh. Frag. Flex. FB10. Cool. Yep, I'll call them in the morning. Most of the time, they will look out for you and do that. Damn, that's a layup, bro. I thought I'd never see that shit again. Dang, now I can spray this away. Damn. Oh, I gotta have fun with this now. I don't gotta babysit this no more. Oh, I'm about to have fun with that. Oh, this is going to get bang. Or this might jump up to number 2 because I can spray away now. None of ooze clutch, bro. It is so goddamn clutch, bro. Thank you, Joel. Salute. I guess, yeah, salute. Now, if one of y'all can find Britannia, Roja Britannia for me, hit me up. Hit me up if y'all can find Britannia for me because yeah, I need that I need it in my life. Yeah, man, that was clutch, bro. Let me see. FYI, Oracle is not limited. It was only 500 bottles that were limited presentation. After those done, it's part of the lineup. Solid, bro. So yeah, if that's the case, then I mean, if you want this presentation, let me see, where is it at? I mean, listen, you know, I love George. You know what I mean? If you need the presentation is nice though. I'm not even gonna hold you. This is when it comes to presentation. I got number 400. When you talk about presentation box, I mean, Listen, this some almost borderline spirit of Dubai type packaging kind of stuff, where it's kind of over the top. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Um, but I like that. It's I mean, this will always be a little funny to me. This will all be like George, and because I just think when I see George like this, I think of Big. Anybody like I wish we could put memes in the comments. Remember Big when Tom Hanks was, or who the little kid wanted to be Big, and he grew up and being Tom Hanks. If you ain't never saw Big, I believe it came out in the 80s. Yeah, just go watch it, and and then go back and look at this, and it's like hilarious. It's like hilarious. But I like that though. It's like some carnival kind of thing. It's like I like that, man. I like that. I like that. I like what he did that went into this. Okay. For this, and the dry down is getting, the citrus is gone. It's a little bit more earthy. It's woody, but it's dry. So the dry down is dry, almost leathery. Where's that fragrance? It's dry. It's leathery. And I don't know why, because leather isn't in there, but it's like this. This, and I hate to bring up another perfumer's name, but I just try to do it in a comparison where I just know what people will pay. If I put this in a if this was in a Roja bottle, like, people would be losing their shit over it. Now, now with this dry down is really the dry down in this is really, it might be a little bit too much for the summer. Maybe at night, if you're somewhere where it's gonna be cool at. It'll be great for like a cigar lounge or like a bourbon spot, because it's kind of like woody, dry. You can never go wrong. This would be great in autumn and spring. It just got really dry, woody, ambery. Still love it. This is good, bro. But the opening is where, bro, I got to experience the opening. The opening is where it's at. Yeah, bro. So when did I first spray this on? Maybe 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, because we're on a 3-hour live. So 2 hours ago. So the citruses seem like they started disappearing around the hour and 30 mark, give or take. And it got really into the base around the hour 30, 2-hour mark. Espresso, ooh, bro. All right, real quick for my people. When y'all see espresso oud at discounters for a good price, let me know. I'm getting a bottle of that. It's like, and when I say it has the Roja DNA, like it has that Fordham Mason dry down kind of thing, or the like with like roasted coffee up top. It's like roasted coffee. Chestnuts or something. There's a creaminess to it. It's like really, I can pull up the notes. I just don't feel like it right now. It's like really like, it's a leathery yet woody creaminess to it. Sandalwood is definitely in here because I'm getting that, but it's like creamier almost. I don't know if there's like whipped topping on this or something, but that don't really somewhat make sense. It do make sense, but it don't, because I'm getting like fresh roasted coffee, not. Yeah, man. Roasted coffee in an Arabic coffee, getting toasted coffee in an Arabic shop. Yeah, man. Espresso Ooze getting bought. It's getting bought. It's getting bought. I'm telling you, it's getting bought. Yeah, without a doubt. It's getting bought. All right, so I don't have to curse out George. Appreciate it. I don't have to curse out George. Because if this wasn't on his regular lineup, I just think people should. That opening, bro. That opening is to die for. And I'm glad the opening doesn't fall off the cliff. The dry down, like I said, it got woody, ambery, very woody, ambery kind of feel. Very almost like Roja-esque. But this opening, man, this opening is all right. And yeah, man, Mike's fragrances. It's warm. It's warm. It's very warm and aldehydic, and it's like fresh linen out of the dryer. It's like linen out of the dryer. This is something you wear when Mike's Day 3 fragrances, which is, because I don't have the Edge of Eden. Edge of Eden is like a fragrance you wear when it's like really, really hot. You don't want to wear a fragrance because it's too hot, so you don't want nothing too ambery, sticky, vanillic, like Air de Pepper or something like that. Or something like mango and all that other stuff. You don't want that, but you don't want something too airy, but you don't want something too citrus. It like falls right in the middle somewhere on how you wear that. Anyway, listen, man, I appreciate y'all. Espresso Oud, 100 ml. All right, so here's the thing. Let me see. Fry Flex had 100 ml espresso, or has, for $477. What's retail on 100 ml? What's retail, real quick? We're gonna end this real quick, but I do want to know what's retail on 100 ml of espresso Oud. All right, so I'm reading somebody comment. Somebody said got carbon sapphire supercharged and violet sapphire supercharged in the mail. Violet sapphire is amazing. I'm still on the fence with carbon, man. I mean, listen, I got regular carbon sapphire, so I don't think I don't know if I really need carbon sapphire supercharged, especially if it smell like or does what blue sapphire supercharged. To me, blue sapphire supercharged was unnecessary for me. Excuse me. Blue sapphire was enough. I didn't need blue sapphire supercharged. Especially when I'm even at discounters, I'm gonna end up paying like $675. I don't think so. $425, I might rock. $425 for blue sapphire supercharged, I might think about it. Make $375, I'll probably pull the trigger. But even then, I don't think I will. I think I'll have other stuff I need. I got the OG. And when it comes to Boudicca, for me, it's like, how many more Rose Ouds do I need in the grand scheme? Like I'm hitting between Nebulous. I did my Rose Oud. I don't know if I need, like, how much better is it going to be? And then you're going to end up paying $5. Like, I'd rather use that $500. Keep in mind, in November, December, Roger's going to do a Bergdorf exclusive. He does it. He's going to do an exclusive. That's going to be like $1,200, $1,300 for a limited release. I'm saving for that now. I'm saving it for that now. So I don't know why I would need to purchase that. Let me go. Somebody put up a comment. Retail is $8. So retail is $8. You're getting it for like $4.77. Oh, you retracted it? Why you retract your message? Is that the wrong price? To be honest, I think I only need a 50 ml of espresso oud. I'm not going to rock it like that. I'll rock it every now and then, but I don't see myself like retail espresso oud is $7.95 at Harrods. So $4.77 from $7.90. What's the 50 ml going for? What's the 50 ml going for at Harrods? That's going to determine what I do. And then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. 3 hours, I think, is a good live. 76 people. Like, I'm cool. Yeah, I only need 50 ml. Real quick, what is it so we can go ahead and get up out of here? I'm not even going to play music. I'm just going to say peace, and we're going to go get up out of here. Somebody can tell me the price of that. But I'm glad y'all stayed with me for 70. You know, it's a 3 hour live, bro. So long. And that's all right. So 418, 450. That's retail, right? So that lets me know it'll be 425 at retail. So discounters when it hits Joma and everybody else, especially Joma, or if it hit Frag Flex, that's going to be like 225, 236. Yeah, that's where 236. That's where I'm jumping. 236 is my entry. It's good. I might even pay 250. It's good, bro. It's good. It's unique, bro. God damn, Roja, man. Yeah, man. As people said, you got to put it on skin. Yeah, I'm gonna have a bottle of that. Yeah, I'll have a bottle. Yeah. Anyway, listen, man. We ain't gonna be circular in here. People, y'all got work to do. Some of y'all on spring break. I appreciate all of y'all support. This was a long live. I'm going to be breaking a lot of this live down into separate videos. So, like, they're going to be like 5 different videos, and I'll edit them and put them out. It'll probably take me a week or so to do it. Probably start coming out next week. But we'll see what happens. And with that being said, man, I appreciate all your support. I may, because I'm looking at the table, I have a top 7. I just don't know what I'm gonna name the video yet. But I got a top 7 I'm looking at, and if I go live tomorrow, I'll do that one because that's only like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I'm gonna add 3 more to make that a 10. I think I'm gonna keep that as a top 7. I know what I can name it, kind of. And then I can knock that top 7 out the way. I might be able to do that in less than 45 minutes. And then I will be doing first impressions on these Zaharoffs. It's like 8 of them. And then that'll be it. And maybe I can get through all of that in about an hour and 45 minutes. Either way, man, listen, appreciate y'all tuning in. Nothing but love. Y'all always support your guy. Is my mouse dead? All right. Either way, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just turn it off. Anyway, appreciate y'all tuning in. No outro music. Enjoy the support. Have a good night. Peace.